What is going on, GDQ Nation? My name is Anarchy, and I am so happy and so excited to be bringing you all the very first episode of Hidden Heroes on GDQ Hotfix. So just to talk a little bit about what Hidden Heroes even is, what's going on, what we're even doing here. Hidden Heroes is meant to be a space that regularly showcases speedrunners who are part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities in speedrunning. For me personally, I would not be anywhere near where I am right now, both as a speedrunner and as a person, without the Black GDQ events. Doing Juneteenth, Unapologetically Black and Fast, Back to Black, which is coming up this February. I'm so excited for that. I'm so grateful to be able to participate in them year after year, and they've really opened so many doors for me to participate in a whole host of speedrunning things. So I want Hidden Heroes to be a place where we can showcase and we can celebrate other runners who might not get the chances that other runners get to do all the time, and be able to open doors just like I had them open for me. But anyway, without being too sappy, we've got some banger friends joining me tonight. We've got some banger runs, including one of the speed games of all time, Titanfall 2. After that, Metroid Prime is going to be bringing us some Neon Beats, we've got some fun rhythm gaming action going on. And lastly, we've got Osmorn, who's going to be showing us some Jazz Punk, which is a fun and silly little number. It's going to be, a great time all around. But anyways, without getting sappy enough, we've got some runs to get into. So we'll do a couple quick announcements coming at you. GDQ 2025 is going to be live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from January 5th to 12th. Registration and hotel booking are open now, so visit gamesdonequick.com and check out the GDQ 2025 important dates section to learn more. Also, go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to check out the Season 4 schedule and check out the schedule for an in-depth look at this week's runs. But without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Vane & Company, who are going to show off Titanfall 2 Any%. Take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Vin. I'm going to be showing off Titanfall 2 for you guys tonight. It's going to be one of the best movement shooters of our time, I think. It's so in-depth, so just stylish, so sick, everything. And with me, I have two wonderful commentators to kind of explain pretty much everything I'm going to be doing, because this game is very hard to commentate while playing.
Hello, my name is Lord Fluffy. My claim to fame for this game is that I am ranked 18th in the world, one of only 23 people with a sub 80 time. And I've been running this game for about 4 years at this point. So I love it. It's great. It's perfect. It's awesome.
And I'm Viz. I've also been a runner of this game for around 4 years. Wild how time flies. And my favorite level is ENC 3, which I have a perfectly healthy relationship with.
And we will get to that in a bit. But anyways, don't want to delay too much longer because we got a lot to get into here. So I'm going to start on this space press in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so the fun little fact about Titanfall 2 is that this game runs off of a modified version of the Source Engine. If you don't know what the Source Engine is, think like Half-Life, think Portal, think the other TF2, although not that much, which means we inherit things such as like air strafing and bunny hopping, among a bunch of other things that this game's unique movement systems add. And it all comes together to fruition in such a beautiful way. Right as we're getting calibrated here, we're going to get into it in a second, and I'll let Fluffy take it away and kind of explain a lot of what we're doing here.
Yeah, so right out of the gate, you see those Source Engine holdovers be done immediately. This will be the things we use the most in the run, which is our slide hopping and air strafing. Slide hopping is a variant of bunny hopping that we do in this game, where the slide mechanic in this game has a lower friction value, allowing us to keep our speed easier. And then air strafing, as the simplest way you can put it, is that by holding a direction and then moving your camera in that direction, you will circumvent the speed cap you otherwise have by holding forward, allowing you to gain speed in the air. Titanfall 2 notably has a lower air acceleration value than other games, so we can't turn quite as fast, but we have ways to circumvent that we'll get to later. For now, we will first focus on a trick coming up here. This is going to be, first we're going to hop over and get a hidden EPG to help us with damage boost later. This is a reload skip. We're going to start the reload on one of our guns as these guns come down, pick up another one, which skips the reload animation and allows us to take out these targets quickly. Use the EPG for some damage boosts. We'll also pick up some frags for damage boosts, and now we have to get through the gauntlet. So the key thing to note about these damage boosts is that we are taking the absolute strongest damage boost that we possibly can. This is because in the tutorial level, the gauntlet, we are in a simulation, meaning that we don't have the ability to die, meaning we can just take these damage boosts at the absolute highest value possible. And damage boosts in this game can speed you up to a maximum of 90 kilometers per hour. Not the greatest gauntlet in the world, but that's how things go sometimes. The gauntlet is hard to navigate. So last little thing here, we come and start the gauntlet again, then come back inside through the entrance. This skips some dialogue that we can use to finish up this level. And with that, we are done with the first level of the game. There's just a little bit more that we have to do, but it's mostly on an auto-scroller at this point. And yeah, this is a great level to have as an example of what Titanfall 2 is like. Beautiful.
I'm like so mesmerized right now. I have no idea what's happening. It's like shapes and colors. I feel like an iPad baby.
You're
right
in
now.
for a lot.
There's going to be so much, and it's going to be so fun.
Yeah. So there's a funny little thing you can do here in this section. You just have to, when prompted to do so, call in a Titan. But if you jump on this marker at the right time, you can actually get, as you can see up in the top there, it's supposed to come in at a completely perpendicular angle to the ground, but it came in on an angle. We don't know why that glitch happens, but you can get the Titan to call in at an angle. Sometimes if the angle is strong enough, you can get it completely underground, which is very funny. Doesn't save any time. It's just a swag thing we do.
I don't even know the actual timing. I just kind of freeball it whenever.
I think most people do.
Sometimes it works, yeah.
Most people just throw themselves at the marker and hope that BT does something funny.
Yeah, I believe it locks into exactly 5 seconds remaining on the timer. That's my theory on it. I don't actually know for sure. But with that being said, that is going to be the end of this level. There's one last thing we're going to do here as we fade the screen to black. We are going to mash the space bar, which will accomplish two things. Number one, it'll get us through the menuing as fast as possible. And number two, it'll select us the easy difficulty, because before the game, as the menu pops up initially, it has a very brief period where it stays on the easy difficulty before it moves to the difficulty that your gauntlet run auto selects you. So you mash the space bar here, you get easy difficulty, get through the menu quickly. That's the first level done, and now we can head into the first real level of the game, which is BT7274.
Yippee!
Before we get into fun stuff, though, we have big cutscene, big exposition. So
yeah.
the story kind of is just like we are a militia fleet fighting against the IMC, is like this big, ugly space corporation, and we are about to kind of crash land behind enemy lines here.
Yeah. So the long and the short of it is the militia discovered a super weapon on this planet, and we were sent to investigate. The super weapon is the Death Star. It's basically the Death Star. Let's be real here. It folds space and time and destroys planets. It's the Death Star. We know how this works. But yeah, turns out the anti-orbital defenses on this planet were way stronger than we initially thought. So the ship that we were on is shot down. We enter escape pods, and we're going to enter a small bit of movement section here before the next cutscene, where we will not have access to the wide array of parkour movement that we had at the beginning. The wall jumps, the wall runs, the wall kicks, which are most all from the same thing. But we do still have access to slide hopping and air strafing here. So as we come out of this cutscene, we're going to do a trick known as a super glide, where you hit the jump and the crouch inputs, which you will want to pay attention to as well for the future. You'll do the jump and the crouch inputs as you come out of the cutscene, which will boost us up immediately to around 31 kilometers per hour or so, and is the best way to start off this sequence. Then from there, we're going to carry with the single slide hops we have and air strafing to the end. So here we go. Nicely done. Now we just have to make sure that we don't get blocked by any of these NPCs that are on the way. Very nicely done. And that is the first section already done, just like that. And now we enter what is known as the infamous 18-hour cutscene.
That was so swag.
Kind of going Sonic 06 style, where we play for 2 seconds, and then we get a cutscene, and then we play for 2 seconds, and then we get a cutscene.
Well, you know, at least there's interesting stuff happening instead of a loading screen, you know? There's story progression.
Exactly.
So the 18-hour cutscene is named after a line that plays during this cutscene from the main antagonist of the game, Kuban Blisk. Fun fact about this cutscene, though, is we actually have a community-made bypass for this, known as the 18-hour bypass. There is an integration with LiveSplit, which combined with a a pre-made save file that we have. When we enter this cutscene, a certain amount of seconds play, and then the game will load that save file, and LiveSplit will inject the time that we are skipping into LiveSplit, so we don't have to sit through this cutscene at the beginning of every single run, but we're still having the time added as if we sat through it to begin with. So it's a great way to keep parity between the console and the PC versions, which thank you to community member Fizzy for that, and a lot of the other things related to the auto splitter for this game, which is great.
Shout out to Fizzy.
She's done great work for our LiveSplit. Would not exist without her, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun little fact about this cutscene: if you put your cursor over Richter and click the mouse 1 button, you'll see his jacket does a little bit of flickering back and forth. And I don't know why that's the case, but it's just a little quirk of this cutscene that you don't really get to see much because we use the community-made bypass for it. Now you're going to notice here that we do have a little bit of a gameplay section here. This gameplay section is effectively another cutscene because you have to be willfully negligent in order to lose time here. Because all you have to do is get over to where your mentor, Lastimosa, pops out of the Titan BT, hold the E over where he pops out, and then you'll enter the next cutscene immediately. But this is a decent time to talk about Lurch, which we can show off very briefly. So a mechanic that was added specifically for digital inputs in Titanfall 2 is that whenever you jump, there is a 0.4 second window where if you jump, you will lurch and press a movement direction. You will actually lurch slightly in that direction. And this will be important for various movement mechanics in the future. But for now, we're just going to head into the next cutscene. We're going to... In the lore of this moment, this is a very rare moment that happens where the pilot Lastimosa, our mentor here, is having his last moments. And in the moment, we are going to have him give us the authorization to use his Titan, as well as his helmet and his jump kit, which are things integral to the pilot movement, as well as, you know, in the in-lore pilot skills and rankings in the universe. That's how words work. So unfortunately, Lastimosa is done. We're going to build ourselves a big old rock pile here that has absolutely nothing to do with just happened here. We just think it's cool. Looks cool, you know?
Fun little rock pile. It is pretty cool.
Cooper has to channel their creativity before they become a pilot. And speaking of becoming a pilot, we can talk about one of the most crucial speed techs in the game, wall kicks. You saw that we had the wall running capabilities in the Gauntlet, and we're about to get them right now as Vayne jumps backward to grab this wall and immediately jump off of it. Oop, there we are. To bypass a little bit of a slow walking section to immediately get into this lava, but Vayne here is going to immediately jump off of a wall here and try to get a wall kick in this upcoming section. And a wall kick you can kind of imagine as sort of a B-hop, but involving the wall. And by doing that quick enough, we actually can get a speed gain from it. So this is going to be very integral for how we build speed and, slowly build up that momentum that we so desperately want.
Yeah, and another thing to note about this section is while we have almost all of our wide array of parkour movements at this point, but we don't have a double jump. The double jump in Titanfall 2 is very useful for correcting movement mistakes in situations where you can use it for that. But since we don't have the double jump, all of our movement through this first section here has to be very purposeful, lest you fall into a river that Vayne just passed. Very nicely done. That's Death River. We don't like to have that happen. Yeah. But we're almost done with the single jump only. Once we get to the top of this hill and start the next wall run, the game will give us access to our double jump. There we go. So now we have the access to our full array of parkour movement, which we will be using in tandem with the bunny hopping and the air strafing for as much speed as we can possibly get from this point forward. All right, so now into the ship. Lore-wise, we are going to pick up a battery for BT. BT is low on power, and we need to supply BT with batteries to get him back into a fully functional state. Before that, we are going to do a trick known as a slant boost, which we'll do twice in this level. Effectively, if we hit certain slants at certain positions, we can transfer all of our vertical momentum into horizontal momentum. Just like that. Very good. 60 kilometers is good. You can carry that.
A little bit too good.
A little bit too good, yeah. So overshot, trying to land on a piece of land there to go for a river jump, which saves a few seconds from taking a tighter line towards where we need to go. So we'll take a bit of an easier route this time around. Cook a frag, huck it at those guys. Got all of them. Very nice.
Beauty.
Nice.
Very, very clean. Clean as I could ask for.
Yeah, now we're going to
right.
head into a very movement-heavy section here. We're heading into what we call ravines here, right after Vayne jumps over this river here. And ravines is going to be a very important section for wall kicks, the thing I explained earlier. And so we're going to watch a very quick succession of hopefully a lot of them and hopefully a lot of speed. So we're up to 60, and we're going to hopefully keep a ton of speed here. Oh, ooh, a little bit rough around the edges, but... You know, we can gain back that speed with a couple of well-tamed wall kicks, and I mean, doing pretty well so far. BT is an extremely difficult level to navigate. All these bumpy rocks and geometry you see are very accurately programmed in collision-wise. So if you touch your ankle against a rock in the wrong way, you will just lose all of your speed. So it's a real test of experience. Heading through encampment here into the ship to get this final battery for BT.
A little bit of silliness. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So that is the ravine section. We're coming into the ship now. So again, we just need a second battery. We'll be doing another slant boost at the end of this sequence, but here we have the vent sequence. The fun fact about this is the movement tech through here is to hold forward and spam the spacebar, which is actually the fastest way to get through that sequence of vents. There's another way you can do it where you turn around, hold S, hold backwards, and then spam the spacebar. That's what's called Zet vents. Shout out to Zetica for that. Here is the next slant boost we get here. 50 is pretty good for that. You can get upwards of 70 with a slant boost from that particular area if you hit it in the right spot. But we all take anything that's above 50 for sure. Now we got a little bit of a clear moment. There are these specters that are going to be spawning. We're going to try and throw out a few grenades here to take them out. And hopefully we take them all out. Just one guy left over there, looks like. Just going to take one more reload to take it out. And there we go. We are done with that. So once those specters are dead, we can insert the battery into BT. And now we are done with the pilot section of this level. Next up, we'll be heading into the Titan tutorial, which, as the name implies, the game will be teaching you how to use a Titan.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah, basically when Cooper gets into BT, we switch from movement shooter to hero shooter.
That's a very apt way to describe it for sure as well. But yeah, the Titan is pretty notoriously slower than Pilot at the absolute highest level. So over the course of this game's history, we have been slowly but surely routing out a lot of the Pilot sections, but Vayne is going to be still doing a lot of the Titan sections here, so it's very it's very helpful that we can for that, because we can explain the general gist of the Titans and the way that you optimize movement with it. The key thing to note is, as Viz mentioned, it kind of turns into a hero shooter. You pick up a multitude of different loadouts through the game. These will all help with various fight strats and speed strats later on. But for now, we're into the first part of the Titan tutorial, where we get access to the Vortex Shield. So what we're going to try and do here is use the Vortex Shield. Ooh, that was like the 7-10 split.
Yeah, I was about to make like the same joke.
Yeah, not what you want to see here. Ideally, we would get to a situation where there were 2 or less enemies remaining on the archway there. But unfortunately, because of the 7-10 split, we had a situation of there being 3. So we're going to have to take this section a little bit slower. Wait for the game to automatically give us access to the missile pods, which we can then use in conjunction with the Vortex Shield to finish off this next section here as quickly as we can. Once about one enemy remains on the archway, as well as on the area behind the archway. The final set of enemies will spawn, at which point we'll take them out with one more set of missiles. Once one enemy remains here, we'll get to the final part of this tutorial, which is going to be a mini boss fight against your first Titan. This is effectively meant to introduce you to Titan combat, and the way we're going to take this out is with a strategy we lovingly refer to as the double no U. So we're going to start by putting down an E-smoke and then standing in a position. This will manipulate the movement of this Titan, puts up his Vortex Shield, will put up our own. The bullets that were reflected at us get reflected back at it with all the extra damage, and then we are going to kill off a few more bullets. Just like that, we're done. And yeah,
Shout out to Cash Mail for that strap.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
A little bit early on the audio cue here. Ideally, we would have hit a specific trigger as the dialogue there was ending. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to take a little bit of extra time to finish the level, but that is BT 7274 all done and dusted. And next up is going to be the next level, Blood and Rust. And this is a good time to talk about Titan movement. So you see at the middle bottom of the screen, there's these recharging 2 bars. These are your dash bars. The key thing to note about this game is that momentum conservation is everything. If you are moving consistently at 60 kilometers per hour through a 20-second sequence, you will be going faster than somebody who went 90 for 10 seconds and then 30 for the others. For the rest of it. So with that being said, here is Tone Slide. Nicely done. That's a bit of tech with the way that you want to do boosts. Ideally, because you only lose speed after a dash when you are interacting with something that gives you friction, the best way to use dashes is to dash from high ground to low ground, or in that case, dash on top of a hitbox like that Tone, which doesn't interact you with any friction elements, and you get to keep the speed for as long as possible. We're going to try to go for something there called a disembark jump, but that's fine. We can just navigate our way around here into this first little section easy, as the Titan section for the first part of Blood and Rust done, and next up is going to be a bunch of Titan movement mechanics, the audio cue here. That is good timing. We'll get through right as the door opens, and now we head into pilot movement of this level. The first 2 levels of this game, the real ones, BT 7274 and Blood and Rust, are some of the most notoriously difficult levels to optimize in the game. And as you're seeing here, we're getting up to 74 kilometers. We take that into here, get onto those pipes. Ideally, could have wall kicked off it to keep a lot of speed, but that's fine. We're into sniper canals now. We're going to try and go for wall kick strategies. Taking a little bit of a safer route here, going for the double jump onto the railing. Very nicely done. This is tap strafe halls. We can explain tap strafing later, but the long and the short of it is it allows us to circumvent the low air acceleration mentioned before to keep as much speed as we can through this section. Very nicely done through there. So far, this Blood and Rust is looking extremely good. Well done, Vane.
And Vane is heading into the slingshot area that we call the slingshot because these 2 walls, you can just use them to propel yourself directly into this area through grunt hallways, dodging all of those grunts, and then once again dodging more and more grunts. There's so many enemies, you have to be able to react quickly, shoot them out of your way, and Vane executed that absolutely beautifully. And now we're heading into a climbing section.
Super happy.
This is a little trick called a bump launch. Put yourself in a corner like that, hold crouch, and then spam the space bar. You will extend very quickly as you get a series of repeated wall bumps to can propel yourself upward. Now here is sludge skip. This trick goes by very fast, so very quickly. First thing we're doing is pressing specific dialogue options at specific time to manipulate BT to stay where he is. We come over here to pick up this button. We need to press this button or the game soft locks. Next up, we come over to this pipe over here where there is a very small gap in the invisible wall of sludge that we can get through. Then we can embark into BT through the wall, and because we press those dialogue options, he stays there, allowing us to get through the wall. That went by very quick. Doesn't look like a whole lot. That saves 3 to 5 minutes at the absolute worst of otherwise forced combat section. Very, very huge that we have sludge skip to skip that section.
And now we're heading into the first real boss fight of the game. Here's Kane.
Hi, Kane.
And we were not invited to his party. You just saw Vane swap to a loadout that we had picked up earlier into the level. This is the Tone loadout, and it's very good for dealing very quick, good amounts of DPS and damage out. So Vane's gonna very quickly get 3 shots off onto Kane here, which puts target locks onto Kane. 3 shots onto this brute, double. Unleash that barrage directly into that brute so we can immediately kill them. Switch on over to Expedition, shoot Kane until we have full core. Missed it a little bit, but we're gonna swap back to Tone, use our core, which is basically our ultimate, and just melt Kane away. And this Kane here actually behaved pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Well done, Vane.
Trolling a little bit on the menuing and stuff a little bit, but that's about as good as Kane AI you could ask for. He's a lot of time he will just play like a ring around the rosy with you and go around like this entire area. So not too bad.
You're cooking right now.
Yeah, that was a really good BNR for Blood and Rust for what I was expecting. So
All right. So there's about a minute here until the end, so this is a good time to show off tap strafing and explain it properly. So the aforementioned lurch mechanic that we have mentioned before, there's a way that we can manipulate it with holding a direction and then tapping W alongside other methods to allow us to maintain speed and circumvent the otherwise low air acceleration that Titanfall 2 has. So if you watch here, Vayne is going to try and do like a 180 and you just gonna like immediately, like you just can't get the turn at all. But if you try and do like a 90-degree turn with tap strafing, you can actually get that 90-degree turn and keep most of your speed. So tap strafing is very important for moving through tiny corridors and tight areas for pilot movement, which is something that we make heavy use of during this game. But now we're into the next level, which is Into the Abyss. This is chapter 1 of Into the Abyss, and we're going to start off with a bunch of Titan movements so we can see a bunch of those situations I mentioned before about making sure your dash is always on cooldown, as well as dashing from high ground to low ground. So right here you have an example. Keeps as much of that momentum as you can. Another example here. Great place to practice your dash timings to keep as much speed as you can. Ideally, you don't hit that that ceiling there, but a little bit of a time loss never hurt nobody.
Of course. Yeah, there's some weird, like, kind of invisible, like, hitboxes that you can run into in that section. It's a bit weird to navigate.
And although I did say that we move away from movement shooter to be hero shooter when we're in a Titan, you can actually still air strafe in a Titan. And Vayne here is going to be using their boost in a very specific manner here because we're trying to save them for a particular strat upcoming called wall boost. So if you watch right now, Vayne's gonna run up here, gonna get both boosts, but not gonna use them. Use them at this rock, this second rock, get caught on this wall, get pushed forward, and has to disemblock for safety, because if you don't, the wall will just crush you, and that is not a good time. We're going to then try to get over this box. Yeah, that Titan was just being mean, so we'll just have to go around, you know, just a little bit slower, but we live to survive and tell the tale of an awesome speed game.
Yeah, so earlier on we picked up
swag.
Thank you. Yeah, they're doing very good here, Vayne. But yeah, that we picked up a Titan loadout called Scorch. Scorch is very important for DPS because it has the highest potential DPS of any of the Titan loadouts in this game. But we're done with that for now. The last part of this level is getting into this building, navigating through, hitting that button, and now we have one last button to press here. We have to hop on over to this platform as it comes up. Hitting this button removes the void out trigger from down here, so we can just fall immediately down and hit the end level trigger earlier than if we just rode the platform down. That is Into the Abyss Chapter 1 done. Now we enter Into the Abyss Chapter 2, which starts off with a really cool platform conservation trick here.
Oh, saved it.
Ooh, good save. Great
Nice.
save.
Oh, I've never seen that save.
Yeah, I haven't either. I think I had a weird. I think my
You could
space
say
bar,
that's
like,
never happened before.
You could say that. I think.
True.
I think my space bar double tapped there. I think I might need to buy a new keyboard. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Maybe. Well, Vayne is doing this very interesting, very cool movement section here that is honestly one of my favorite movement sections, right until you get to this point where you are kind of stopped and need to just, reset again. But last, Fluffy, can you tell us the sad tale of this level?
Yeah, so very thankfully, and also kind of unfortunately, thankfully because, the save in the end, the save at the beginning doesn't really matter. And unfortunately, because any of the speed that you do get doesn't really matter, Into the Abyss Chapter 2 is unfortunately an auto-scroller. And this is because as you load into the level the first time, the game has an automatic sequence of this assembly line that starts the moment you load into the level, and there is a very... I'm failing to explain this properly here. There is a specific time after you load into the level when the first platform going through the assembly line reaches the final part of the assembly line before you can head into the final part of the level. Subsequently, meaning that there's no reason to force yourself to go fast on the stage as long as you're reaching the final part before the first platform gets there. So with that being said, we're going to take us alongside this route here on the outside, out of the intended play area, not out of bounds. Key thing to note there. This is the Told Spice route found by Told Spice really long time ago. I believe this was like 2018 or something like that, maybe even in 2017. But this is a route that pretty safely gets you over to the final platform, also relatively quickly as well. Doesn't save any time, but it is pretty much the most consistent and fastest way to get here. And since we got here early, we can now go for a fun little thing the community likes to do, which is red versus blue. So get your bets in the chat, everybody. Red or blue, what are you going to vote for? We're going to take out a very number... We're going to take out basically almost all the enemies on this platform except for 2 specters, because these specters can actually be hacked with our little data knife. And you can use that data knife with a variety of other things. But the long and the short of it is we take out all the enemies.
Exploded right next to him. Okay, well... Hello?
I guess we're not having red versus blue then.
It's not
unfortunate.
Hold on.
Yeah. Apologies, chat. I have debated you.
Sorry for getting your hopes up. It's not letting me hack them. This might be an experience gap.
Yeah, that's the stalkers. You can't hack the stalkers.
Yeah. They look so. I confuse them so much. Yeah, I guess it's a fun thing to know. I've only been running this game for 2 months, and my commentators here have been going for a little longer. So.
4.5 years. Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Anyway, around there.
Give or take.
Despite Vane's lack of time in this game, they've made a meteoric rise through the ranks. So, I mean, you got to give them credit there.
Yeah,
even if they might not know red versus blue optimally.
Yeah, Vane has a 122 currently on the leaderboards, which in 3 months of running this game is a very impressive time to get. Very, very good.
I'm gonna nerd emoji you here. I have a 121. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm 121.
My bad. I have not checked the verification sheet in a while. My bad.
SMH. Can't believe it.
All right. With that being said, we are coming up to another sequence of platform velocity conservation, which is very hard to explain. So I recommend watching a video by Zweek called "Going Fast When You Shouldn't" and Other Movement Shenanigans, I believe is the full title. Zweek has 3 different Titanfall tech videos that are very good to do. But we're going to be doing something here called Dome Launch, where we're going to jump off of this platform at a very specific time, which will take us all the way up top. Waiting out for audio. A little bit low. We can save that with a double jump at the right time. Nope, not quite. Okay, no big deal. Oh, no. Okay.
All right, we're gonna
save.
We're gonna climb for a minute here, folks.
We'll just pretend that railgun happened, and that's why we're doing this climb.
Yeah, railgun is the other variation of getting up here. I should not be talking while doing this. Someone else help.
Yeah, railgun. Vane's trying to get up here to this catwalk over here, which has a trigger, which once they touch it, will allow them to progress the level. The level will go, yep, you're here, and we can move on. Railgun that they were talking about earlier is another trick that uses funky platform momentum to essentially, instead of launching you upwards, like in Dome Launch, top level runners will use it to launch them forwards at ludicrous speeds, which really the fact that we found a way to make it useful is wild. Here, upcoming is another wild trick here that is very difficult execution. This is a joke. Vane's gonna walk up this wall, crouch, and walk through it. Yep, there's just a hole.
Oh wow!
For fun.
Yeah, and the funny story about this this strategy is I believe it was the GDQ 2017 submission video. A QA tester at Respawn saw the video and said, hey, that's really cool, but there's an easier way to get out of bounds. A bit of discovery later, and then we found out, hey, there's just a hole in this wall here that we can walk through to get out of bounds. And it's very helpful because we can now get over to this specific point out of bounds, and when the dome building sequence finishes, what's going to happen is the game is going to fade to black, and then it's going to teleport us off in the distance a certain amount of units, and standing right here over this spot is directly above where the end level trigger will be when we get teleported. So we get fade to black, teleported immediately, fall right into the end level trigger, and then we are done with Into the Abyss Chapter 2.
Oh, wow.
And Brian Otto, thank you for the corrections. It's SGDQ 2017 submission, and it was a QA tester, not a QA tester, the level designer for this level. Thank you for the corrections. With that being said, we are into the Abyss Chapter 3. Very nicely done to keep the momentum through that part. Starts off with some sections where you have to time some jumps to keep your momentum through those tight sections. And this is cylinder skip. We hit a button that causes the cylinder to move and then enter one of these silos as it is moving, getting us around and saving 10 seconds. Now we maneuver through this section called the Sept Caverns. S Deception found this routing, and it's still routing that gets used to this day by a variety of runners. Now we hop over that fence onto this moving platform. We get a wall kick off of this wall. If we keep enough speed, we can get on top of this rock. Very nicely done. Tap strafe around, enter BT. Very clean first section of this level. Next up is going to be the Ash fight. However, we're not actually going to do the Ash fight, and Viz can explain more on that.
Yeah, so Brute here has a handy-dandy ability called Hover. It lets BT fly up a little bit, and surely that can't be used for any shenanigans at all. Well, I'm going to explain exactly the shenanigans that are going to happen in a little bit here. Vane's going to come up this hill, and there's going to be a nice little metal pipe. And what Vane's going to do is hover and then crouch to get on top of that metal pipe, wedge themselves into a little corner. And what's going to happen is that when Vane disembarks from BT, it's going to shove both Cooper and BT out of bounds, immediately going to re-embark into BT here and do some wacky out-of-bounds maneuvering to maneuver ourselves around the spawn trigger for what would be the final boss of this level, Ash. And we're just going to not see her. She's just not going to happen. She stays alive. That's how she probably makes it to Apex. I don't know the lore. And now we're going to disembark clip through another invisible wall here, get back into BT, use our little hover to get on top of this tunnel. And luckily for us, the end level trigger just barely sticks out of the top of this tunnel here. And we can hit it with BT just standing on top of the tunnel.
Next level. Even in the situation. Yeah, and that's the end of the level. Even in a situation where that... as you saw at the end, even in a situation where the end level trigger didn't extend out of bounds, we could just simply clip back in bounds to hit it. But that being said, we're now done with Into the Abyss. Now we're on to Effect and Cause. So if you've ever played this game casually before, this is the level that you probably remember the most. If you have a friend who played this game, this is the level they always talk to you about. And wasn't this place destroyed just a second ago? What happened? What's going on?
I don't know.
What's the burger?
Normal.
The burger.
No, it's just long and the short of it is we are going back and forth in time. There are time distortions in this place. Wonder what could have happened here. So for this first section, we're going to have to be going through the scripted time swap sequences, and we're going to be trying to do we basically are trying to optimize our speed through these sections at the start. Now that we're here, it's just about reaching Major Anderson, who we're supposed to be reconning with, rendezvousing with, rather, in this part of the lore. And here's Anderson. He's just hanging out. Don't mind him. We're just going to take his helmet because we need the data that is inside the helmet.
So nice of him to let us borrow it.
Yeah, so real quick, just want to give a shout out to Clipboard Enthusiast, who just rated. Clipboard is the current world record holder for this game. If you want to see Titanfall run at the absolute highest level, go follow Clipboard right now.
Yeah.
Absolute goated runner. He is so good at this game. They are so good.
Yeah, that record is a must watch if you have any interest in this game and going fast in it.
Absolutely. And here we're in a little bit of a section where we have to wait. BT's going to do a lot of talking, and so we're going to just get ourselves positioned for a little bit of a trick and a skip right here, where we're going to get to ourselves to a little bit of high ground. BT's going to throw us a zip line, and we're going to grab the zip line at the earliest point. One thing that I do want to explain now that I realize we have not talked about, we've talked about wall kicks, we've not talked about crouch kicks.
So right.
So we've talked about wall kicks. You jump off the wall as soon as possible and you get a little speed boost. Now, if you fall off the wall, like your wall run timer ends, or let's say you hit crouch, it will push you away from the wall. You can see this happen. You don't land right next to it, you land a little bit away from it. Now, we figured out, I say we, the community figured out in general that if you happen to press crouch and jump at the same time the moment you touch a wall, you can combine the initial impulse that you would get from a wall kick with that same push off that you'll get from being crouched off a wall, and all of a sudden you just have basically a direct upgrade in speed for wall kicks. The angle will change a little bit because you're getting pushed away from the wall a little bit more at a little bit of a different angle, but it just goes faster. And that was a huge revolution in this game.
Yeah. Thanks to crouch kicks being discovered, a bunch of old routing that we thought that was found before but was too inconsistent to use ended up being used, and there was a bunch of new routes that were found. And the biggest thing is the revolution of the lack of Titan sections at the highest level. A majority of the Titan sections that you've seen in this game already have been routed out very heavily. But before we do that, we're going to go for a pre-speed strategy here called Faster Than Time. As this time swap comes through here, we're going to hop on through that gate, and if we do this right, we should be able to reach the other side of this bridge before the time swap would stop us.
That was really close.
Yeah, very close to getting soft lock there, but got through just enough. Very good from Vayne, and that is Effect and Cause Chapter 1 done and dusted. Next up is one of the most popular IL runs in the game, which is Effect and Cause Chapter 2. We start off with the other side of Major Anderson, who is still hanging out. Slaps his own butt as we take his wrist device off of him. And now we get the best prompt in the entire game, and one of the best prompts in all of gaming, which is press button to time travel.
You really could not ask for more. So we're going to have to be navigating both through the present and the past to be able to navigate through these levels, because you can see some bits are destroyed, some bits are in our way, and we have to navigate very tightly and precisely using both time and just our movement skills in general. Vayne's going to go for a frag boost here, gets a pretty good one, going to get a wall kick out there, going to have to slow down a little bit to not bonk the door, and we're just going to be just zooming through a lot of this level. Maintaining speed, changing timelines. It's gonna be a wild fun time. But speaking of wild fun times, here's a cutscene.
Yay!
Yeah. So it speaks to the quality of the movement in this level that despite this level having these Anderson dialogue sections where there are two in-game cutscenes that you have to sit through, that this is still one of the most popular ILs in the game, which speaks to the quality of it very highly. Waiting for an audio cue. Okay, so go through the first section here. We now enter the second Anderson dialogue section. So during this is a good time to talk about a fun fact about this level, which is the fact that it's actually two of the same levels stacked on top of each other. And whenever you are changing times, the game is actually warping you up and down a specific amount of units. So, that's why whenever you look up or look down, there's an extra Major Eli Anderson. Need another audio cue here for pre-speed setup. Decent speed on the frag boost, very good. You can carry that around through. Now we're going to be heading on into cryo storage, and then Hell Room, aptly named because not only of the color of one of the timelines, but also it being one of the more difficult sections to optimize in high-level play. So we're going to start off hopping through these. We need to swap time appropriately to land on the right platforms, make sure we don't fall through. At the highest level, there are frag boosts, wall kicks, zipless strategies that you can use here. But we're going to play it a little bit safe just to make sure that we can get through it, because it is a very difficult room otherwise. Now we change some wall kicks here and go for a strategy known as Snuggle Slide. No time to explain this, just watch. We boost up to 158, carry over 100 into the hallway. The hole-in-one. Let's go.
We take this.
Beautiful.
Oh,
yeah, there is absolutely no proper time to explain how Snuggle Slide works. The long and the short of it is that it is an edge case where the game doesn't have a way for you to decelerate you whenever that platform stops, and so you keep a massive amount of momentum forward. But that's Effect and Cause Chapter 2 done, and I'll let Viz take it away for his favorite level.
All right, Effect and Cause Chapter 3. It's a very short level. We're going to immediately slide hop down this escalator, and we just very quickly need to get this bridge on the other side open. So to do that, we need to get into this building very quickly without getting stomped on by any Titan here, hack this terminal using our lovely USB Type K knife, and then immediately we're going to turn around, swap time again, and then try our best to navigate very tight hallways without getting punched to death, and or shot. And we're going to get over here to this bridge, and then time will fade out. and the screen will white out. All of a sudden, everything is going to be very strange. Not only is our time travel broken, time itself is broken. So we're just going to do a nice simple hop, slide, and a jump up to the zip line into this frozen ship and do a nice little another hop, skip, and jump so we can get to the plot device over here. I mean the ARC, which we need to scan so we can track it, because this thing is the power source of said Death Star that we mentioned earlier in the game. And that was ENC3. It is a very short level. It is around 50 seconds for the IL, because timing stops when you interact with this object here. And I love it to bits. And I've played it a normal amount of times.
Very
absolutely normal amount.
Extremely normal. Insert the run.gg stats.
All right, with that being said, that is the end of Effect and Cause as a full level. We're going to be moving on to the Beacon Chapter 1 up next. The storyline here being, okay, we've scanned the Ark, we've got a way to, track it now, but we don't have enough manpower to properly track it down, so we need to go and contact the militia fleet, let them know what happened here so that they can get over here and give us some reinforcements. And that's going to take us to the Beacon Chapter 1. Now, this level is somewhat of an auto-scroller. However, there is some things that we do have to do to make it go as fast as possible. In the best case scenario, this level ends somewhere in the 2-minute, 20-second range, give or take 5 seconds on either end. So we start off by getting ahead of BT with some wall runs there. Oh, getting a little bit caught up on terrain, but that's fine. We have to navigate over to a building where some remnant militia forces are held out, and they're being attacked by stalkers. So a key thing here, a strategy that was found by Tron Javolta, I believe all the way back in 2018, maybe 2019, one of those two. Brian can definitely correct me on that. But if we come over here, take out all of these stalkers, and then make our way back over to BT once all of the stalkers are done. The remaining stalkers that are in the level will despawn. And if they despawn at the right time as BT reaches this little alcove over here where he is now at, we should get a bit of dialogue. Threat neutralized, well done, very good. Now we have to wait to embark into BT to make sure that the caution, I detect traces of poisonous chemicals within the fog voice line plays. Because if we embark into BT and that animation finishes before that line plays, the game crashes the menu, and we don't want that to happen.
And we've just picked up a very important loadout that we will talk about later for Titans. But you did just see Vayne there use one of its abilities very quickly to phase dash. But we are just now in a dialogue section where we're basically we need to send this ARC data off to the higher command of the militia, and we were hoping that these people could help us because they occupied this radio base. Turns out antenna's broken and they need a tool to fix it. Only way to get that tool, go deeper into the facility. And the only way to get it is using a pilot jump kit, because that place ain't built for humans, as they say.
Pilot Cooper, I advise caution while navigating this facility's substation. You must recover the ARC tool. All right. Now, that being said, we wait for that guy to press the button, do a little pre-speed. Once the door opens, head on into the loading zone for the Beacon Chapter 2, which is the most storied IL for this game, the most competitive one. The world record of this is incredibly optimized, currently held by Bladen, and the only world record IL that Clipboard does not currently own. So we start off with some tight movement here as we attempt to get over the railings here and keep our speed. Didn't quite happen, so we'll do some backup wall kicks to build up the speed. And the first thing we're going to do here is navigate around to a grenade launcher known as the softball, because we're going to want to use the softball for a trick known as kill room skip. Just after the softball that we pick up here is a room called Kill Room, but it's actually faster for us to come over here, get the softball by hitting a trigger that's necessary to progress the level, then coming over, getting a boost off of that wall with a softball, and we can use that to just barely get that wall, very nicely done, and skip through it, which saves time.
Beauty. Absolute beauty. And now we're just gonna right on into this section. A little bit of bonk on the door frame here, but we're gonna hit this button and progress further into the facility here, and we are gonna find ourselves an ARC tool in the hands of a Marvin, and we're gonna very quickly ask the Marvin, give that to me. And we're going to move on our way. And now we have an octo kit that can interact with switches and open doors for us, which is, going to be very nice for the progression of the game and going to be very cool mechanically. Ooh, excellent double jump save there.
Yeah, that is the God Mantle, a slightly less godlike version of it, but the double jump save, very impressive. We use the switch to put up these heat sinks so we can pass through. This is heat sink skip. We get on top of this door frame, air strafe across the gap with a crouch kick. Definitely enough speed. Come over here to hit a trigger to make sure that we don't soft lock the level, because that's another required trigger to finish progressing through. Come on over, and this is the fan sequence. We're going to take this nice and easy. Just take the speed that we're going to get, about 110 kilometers or so. And we're going to try and get as much of this through with a strategy here called fast fans. I'm going to try and do a wall kick off the wall. Keeping 50 is pretty decent for that. Nice wall kick there to get up to 60. That is... Oh, I definitely commentator cursed it right at the end, because I was going to say that is about as smooth as a Beacon 2 as you can ask for, and then bonk your head right on the ceiling.
That was amazing.
I hate that ending, but that was pretty good, yeah.
It's really cool that Respawn, when they designed these doors, made them just low enough that a slide hop can bonk into them if you time it wrong. It's just cruel.
It's very evil. Also, fun fact with the arc tool, you can ADS with it, but it is like the slightest zoom ever. I don't know why it's in the game. I don't know. Hopefully you can notice it.
Yeah, you can see the little orange stripe moves a tiny bit.
Just a teensy bit, in case you need to make your arc tool shot more accurate, I guess.
But yeah, now that we have the arc tool, we have to go into this reactor area and reactivate all of the power nodes in order to get the antenna to work to contact the militia fleet. Fun fact about this section, you have like a super massive amount of health regen during this section, so you can walk into this area, which is supposed to be radioactive and dealing constant damage to you. You can go take a nap in real life for like 3 hours, come back, you'll still be alive. You don't have to worry about dying here at all. But this is the Beacon Chapter 3. This is, if you've ever watched a speedrun before, probably the most famous level when it comes to speedrunning because of a trick that we'll be doing later called Super Fastball. But before that, you may have noticed that the spoken dialogue in this game is in Mandarin. This is because Mandarin, there are certain aspects of, certain triggers for pressing Titanfall 2 forward that are activated by the ending of voice lines, such as in this level where there's multiple parts where the voice lines are what prevents you from progressing forward. So overall, Mandarin saves 38 seconds over English in terms of just spoken dialogue alone. And this level, the Beacon Chapter 3, is 12 seconds of those 38 seconds on its own, because there is so much dialogue here that the dialogue here is so much faster than English in that regard. So, with that being said, we are now going to embark into BT, and we're going to be setting up for Super Fastball. But first things first, we have to set up a glitch known as Moon Boots that was found by Taskinos. The long and the short of it is the Brute loadout has a hover ability. If you are able to disembark while hovering, you get this glitch known as Moon Boots. So we come over here to this door frame and wedge yourself into it and then disembark while flying, which is unintended. This reduces our gravity by 15%. And as you can see, we are jumping higher and falling slower. And this is integral to the routing of Super Fastball. Now, over the years, we've had evolutions of Super Fastball, from the original Fastball to Super Fastball Deluxe, and now Hyper Fastball. But we are going to be going with the classic Super Fastball strategy here, which is going to involve one more step as we get into BT's hand here. So, holding spacebar while we are in this cutscene will cause us to jump out of BT's hand the first frame that we are actionable, giving us the height we need to clear the crane and giving us the routing we need for Super Fastball. So ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Super Fastball.
Whee!
Very nicely done so far. We do need to try and carry this momentum forward. We're going to try and get a wall kick on this crane here. Very nicely done. We're taking this very specific routing because we want to hit all the triggers that are necessary to not soft lock the level. Very nicely done.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Easy.
Could not ask for more.
Yeah, keeping over 100 to the crane wall kick is extremely good strafing and timing on the jumps. Now we got one more step. We're going to use a gravity star here to boost ourselves forward. Nicely done. The Marvin is there, and if you know the Marvin is on that platform, you know that you've hit all of the triggers necessary to not soft lock the level. Very nicely done from Vane. That is the first part of this section. Next up is going to be the zipless section. We're going to be doing an adaptation, or rather a setup for zipless known as P-zipless or Poverty Zipless by Sway. We're going to get on top of this pillar, aim at a specific spot to throw the grab star, wait for a specific timing, strafe into it, get a good boost, wall kick off, and we can clear this gap. Very nicely done. Next up, we're going to be trying to carry as much of this momentum as we can to a building further on when we go for a version I believe it's called Poverty Tesco.
Yeah,
correct?
Poverty Tesco.
Oh, that's a beautiful name.
Yeah, so we found a strategy here, which, first things first, we come over here to kill these 3 grunts that are staying on this platform, because they stay on this platform and don't actually take the zip line, which is integral for explaining why we call it Poverty Tesco. So there was a strategy that we found where if we hit the final 2 triggers in this sequence, in reverse order, there is an automatic respawn script that starts when you hit them in the proper order, but doing them in reverse order caused that automatic respawn script to not start, meaning, by the way, that strategy to shoot those grunts as they come out of the airship was found by Smitty. We say thank you, Smitty, for that. Thank you, Smitty.
Thank you, Smitty.
Thank you, Smitty.
Thank you,
But yeah,
Smitty.
the long and the short of it is that the automatic respawn script doesn't start, meaning that once we kill all the enemies in this dish fight sequence, it's done immediately. And for some reason, we named this the Tesco Meal Deal. I don't remember the exact context for it at this point, but that strategy is known as the Tesco Meal Deal. A lower level strategy known as Poverty Tesco, which is what's being done here, is to make sure that those 3 grunts that stay on that building back there are taken out before you come over to this dish fight, because we wait a specific amount of time for the automatic respawn script to finish and for all the enemies to no longer spawn, which means we don't have to wait for those guys to automatically despawn and in the dish fight sequence as soon as possible. And now with that being done, that little climb there is something that we ignore very easily, but it saves a ton of time just being able to get up top to this dish and pull out this module the moment it's accessible. That's very easy to do. You can do it even without moon boots as well, if you can get into that position. But yeah, that is going to be the pilot section of Beacon Chapter 3 done and dusted. I have to say, extremely good job, Vane. That was excellent.
Yeah, that's as good as I could ask for.
Was awesome watching that unfold. And now we get into, as Fluffy said, the Titan section. So Vane's gonna immediately swap to Ronin here. Ronin having that phase dash ability. Basically, another resource that is very, very powerful movement-wise. We're gonna use it off this high ground here and just go flying. Absolutely flying, and we're gonna set up here for a wave fight encounter. First off, a couple of Reapers gonna drop, and we're gonna melee them down, and then a second wave of Reapers is gonna drop, and we're going to set up for that immediately after we finish off these Reapers using only our melees. Previously in the old route, we used to use this Orc Wave here on those Reapers, but we found that it was actually that first clear is sort of time gated, so meleeing them doesn't lose you any time, and using the Orc Wave on the second Reaper wave is actually way more valuable time save wise. Vane's gonna set up for a double flame trap dupe here, where we're gonna look up with the flame shield, and this basically causes the flame trap to duplicate how many times they activate, instantly melting those titans and disappearing immediately. We're going to walk directly over here where Richter is going to spawn, the final boss of the Beacon Chapter 3, and we're going to do a very specific motion here to try to immediately kill them as fast as possible. Vane's going to unload 2 quick shotgun shots into Richter, and then use an Orc Wave at the start, 2 quick shotgun shots, use Sword Core and slash, and hopefully with that final slash and a shotgun shot, Richter will go into nuclear ejection, and we will just walk up here and disembark doing a nice little trick called Elmo Clip. A beautiful Richter, a beautiful Elmo Clip, a beautiful Beacon 3 all around. I mean, Vane, this was textbook.
We are gaming certifiably.
Yeah, extremely well done, Vane. So that clip there called Elmo Clip was found by a member of the community known as Next Racer, who as long as I've known them, they've had a Elmo profile picture, which is why we call the trick Elmo Clip. And a very specific thing about those clips that end up you're in a position where BT is not supposed to stand, and then you end up clipping through something. The technical way that works is that the game has a bunch of nav mesh that BT can stand on, and if you ever try and disembark in a location where BT is not on that nav mesh, it teleports you to the closest location where both you and BT can stand because there's nav mesh there, which in the case of both Ash Skip and this Elmo clip happen to be clipping through a wall to get to those locations. So that is the technical way of that works. And now we're at the end of Beacon 3, just the cutscene through the end. Fun fact about this cutscene is that Sarah Briggs here, the commander of the militia fleet that we're talking to, who is trying to say, actually, we'll get you transferred to a real pilot, not this fake one. And BT's like, nah, girl. Actually, this guy and I have like a 90% effectiveness rating. We're really good, really cool. Can I keep this guy? And then she's like, yeah, sure, okay. But fun fact, she's actually vulnerable during this. So if you go out of your way to get the tick grenade entity, you can actually cause the ticks to blow up where she is and kill her in this cutscene. It doesn't affect anything. The cutscene plays out like normal, and nothing is wrong with it. But I do think that is a funny little thing that there's a lot of entities like this that are just vulnerable during cutscenes. So
yeah. BT passes the vibe check essentially.
Absolutely. Alrighty,
yeah.
That leads us into our next level. Absolutely, Trial by Fire, and boy howdy is it. This level has gone through a lot of evolutions as of, relatively recently in this game's lifespan. This first section is going to be a lot of heavy Titan combat, and that Titan combat has changed a lot, and I mean a lot. Vane's going to do the newest variant of this fight, and I mean, we'll just watch it unfold after they land. And this level is in fact called T-Day in the game files. You may notice the reference.
Yeah. So we're going to start off here. Vane is going to activate the Ronin Sword Core block ability, rather. This reduces the damage you take by 75%. Walk to a specific point, disembark, and then instantly re-embark. This is called Rob Core, which gives us a full core meter, which is like a super meter in your hero shooters type of deal. We're going to swap over to the Brute loadout and then swap over to the Scorch loadout, instantly use Core, which gives us the DPS abilities of the Scorch, and also gives us the ultimate ability, the Core of the Brute. And the key thing about doing this glitch called Encore is we have this core from the Brute on the Scorch loadout permanently until such a time as we use an additional core, or we swap loadouts again. So effectively what this gives us is the highest damaging main weapon, like primary weapon that we can possibly have in a glitch state, as well as the highest damaging abilities that we can get in the Scorch's abilities. So we use that in conjunction with each other in order to take out this first opening sequence, which there we go. We were looking for Sarah to say "Pilot of me," or in Mandarin "Tihu Komalai," which opens up this door for the next section. And now this is where the escort quest starts, because this first part of the level, we cannot progress through it until Sarah Briggs reaches the elevator at the end of this sequence. So we're just trying to make sure that Sarah is following us, lest she gets stuck on something and we have to wait for her for multiple seconds, because it's a very common thing for Sarah to get stuck on like a singular grunt or a singular thing that you forgot to kill, and then you lose 30 seconds in this level. But once we're satisfied with the amount of enemies that we kill, we're going to disembark and do this thing called Triggerless. We come out here outside of the intended play area. Key thing is, again, not out of bounds. This skips the triggers that spawn in additional Titans, which I believe you may have accidentally hit.
Did I?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, looks like you accidentally hit it, unfortunately, which if you go a little bit too close to the wall, you will end up hitting the trigger, so we're just going to have to take care of that. Luckily, we got Scorch loadout ready to go, and Sarah is pretty far along, so we'll just use a couple flames.
Just
it looks like we only ended up hitting
prop heal.
Yeah, it looks like we only got one of the Titan spawns, though, so thankfully we don't have to take out both of the Titans that spawn in that sequence. Now we can head over to the elevator, and once Sarah gets here, we can progress into the second half of the level.
That's my first time actually messing up Triggerless, as far as I can remember. I like missed a wall there, and it like kind of threw everything off. It like goes to show how like one little thing going wrong in this game can just like throw off everything if you're not ready.
Yeah.
a lot of improvisational skills you kind of have to develop.
And now we're walking into the end of this level here, where Vane's gonna pop immediately this sword core, and we're not actually gonna be using it for any of its damaging capabilities. As you can see, that dash meter at the bottom is now yellow and is recharging super duper fast, and we are just gonna be spamming this, running as fast as possible, because we do not need to get rid of any of these Titans to finish out this level. But Vane's gonna end out sword core, and we're gonna basically kill these Titans for the sole purpose of getting back our sword core, so we can immediately pop it again and start running towards the end of the level once again. So here we go. Oop, these Reapers just trying their best to get in Vane's way, but around them we go, and we are just running, dashing to the end of this level right now.
Yeah.
All right, and towards this end of the level, we're just gonna, it's mostly all dashing. We're trying to get to the ship here where the bad guys have the arc reactor, and they are trying their best to abscond with it, and we do not want that to happen, because Death Stars are not exactly a thing we want existing. So,
oh, the Superman brute, let's go.
Love that.
That very rare situation where that brute mega accelerates past you. Doesn't happen very often, but Superman brute is a very fun thing to get during a run.
A welcome side character.
Yeah, they have blessed the run. Superman has come over.
Hopefully he blesses this next level here, which is evil.
We will need it.
All right. So first things first, as we load into this level, we're actually going to go back to the main menu and load into this level from the mission select. The reason we do this is because there is a few things in the run that we actually skip for the sake of going fast. The key thing that we skip is the Titan loadout Ion, which is an integral for a fast kill strategy on the boss fight at the end of this level. This level is the Arc, and it's super infamous for a variety of reasons. But the reason why we allow menuing, going to the main menu to go from mission select to get the Ion loadout is because when you do a new game playthrough, the missions that you are on are unlocked in the mission select the moment you enter them for the first time. So this means, like, if we were doing a situation where you had to run from new game, for example, it would be completely legal to do that to get the Titan loadouts that you skipped. So very helpfully, we can just do that to get anything that we skip through the run, which the higher level you get, the more you skip and the more you have to get. So very thankful in that regard. But coming up at the very start of this level is going to be a trick known as Barker Skip. We're going to be using a frag boost and a setup to jump from one ship to another. This trick has the most variance in the game, and the key thing to note is doing this trick will just break the rest of the level sometimes for reasons we don't quite understand. With that being said, welcome to the boss fight of this level. We will be introduced to him early. This is Viper, the perfect mix of anime edge and cool. We love this guy.
He walks that line so well.
He's got aura for sure.
I really want to dislike him, but I just can't.
All right. So we're going to come up onto Barker Skip here. This is going to require a bit of audio cues to pay attention to. So we're going to give the audio cue time to Vane to hopefully get this trick as soon as possible.
Nah, not quite.
Ooh, not quite.
Yeah, so the 6-4 there, which we're trying to get onto, can just kind of do whatever. Sometimes the setups we have will account for most of the situations, but sometimes they just will not behave. Try it again here.
That should be good. Nice. Landing on the ship. Okay, so we get over to this right ring to avoid the fall timer from bugging out on us, because sometimes the fall timer in this level, which is unique to this level, just ends up a little bit early on the 6-4 skip here, so we're going to have to reset checkpoint again.
Yeah, we're going to need to aim a little bit to the right. Yeah. Once again, weird platform momentum. The ship counts as a platform, and it is moving left, so if we leave it while it's moving left, we would just be shoved to the left. So it's very tricky to aim this often.
Yeah, the kind of, just a little bit too much to the left there.
It's going really low. I feel like it doesn't go this low. in my
Yeah. Another aspect of variance to this level is the ship over there, the Malta that we're going to be jumping onto. It can be at a variety of given heights, a variety of different angles. So,
man,
yeah. Fortunately,
I never get this angle. This is so weird.
Yeah. I can probably give you a good time to try the jump again if you want to go for it one more time here.
Yeah.
Get to the center, prepare. Okay, just a little bit too early, yeah. So probably go for the backup at this point. Yeah, so another aspect of momentum, platform momentum, is your upwards and downwards momentum also matters. So in this case, the 6-4 is slightly moving downward to get to where they need to go for this, which does lower the height of your double jump, which, yeah, should be able to... Ooh, a little bit. Yeah.
This level's so
it started going to the right a little bit there, which the momentum was...
Oh, this is such a weird checkpoint.
I think if you go immediately, you should make it.
Oh, yeah, we got some pseudo moon boots. Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. All right.
We are saved.
The Ark is a very evil level, and there's a variety of variants and other factors like that you'll have to pay attention to. That if you're not familiar with the game and the intricacies of every little thing about momentum canceling, like it can sometimes be hard to know exactly what you have to do in the situation. So thankfully we're beyond the Barker skip and the 6-4 skip, and now we just have to deal with a variety of other ways this level can break.
Yeah, it looks like the Superman kind of cursed our run, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate. But for this section here, the game wants you to clear out all 3 gun batteries, but it actually only checks to see if the 3rd gun battery is cleared out here. So we're going to get to the 3rd gun battery and take out all the enemies that are on it. If we get that, there we go. We're going to get Davis saying, I think that's all of them, indicating that this section is done. Here's a thing coming up that can potentially soft lock the level. If Draws comes down first before Davis on the zip line, Draws will come down flying into the... Draws will go flying into the distance, and that will soft lock the level. You cannot continue with that. Thankfully, Draws did not do that. So now this is early Sarah. As Sarah begins to rise up here, we're going to jump off and try and get on top of her ship. Very nicely done. As it evens out, we're going to use the fact that we're on top of the ship to get on over to this hangar section earlier than we were intended to. And now we're in a fight sequence here. So as we go through this fight sequence, we're going to try and pick up fire stars. Very good. These fire stars will be useful for strategies later on. But the long and the short of this section is that us and the 6-4 are going to be taking out a variety of enemies in this hangar. The key thing to note is that the 6-4 will take out specific enemies when they finally get over to the hangar themselves. So we only have to make sure that we're taking out the ones that they will not deal with, including... So we route the way that we do with the fire stars to take out enemies in an efficient manner. Ideal situation is as we kill this last stalker back here, we should hear Gate say, there we go, the room is clear, perfect. And now the 6-4 will head up here. Another way that's extremely rare for the soft look for, oh God, Gates is trolling, no!
Come on.
Yeah. Do a little bit of trolling.
So all the NPCs have to get to this top part of the scaffolding in order for the next part of the level to progress. Sometimes Gates's AI gets confused about whether she should be moving or not, and it takes a bit longer for her to get there. The worst variance I've seen is losing 10 seconds on that movement, which sucks.
Yeah.
So we're into a little breaching section here. The 6-4 are going to breach through these doors. We don't have to worry about taking care of any of these enemies. The 6-4 will actually take care of all of them this time. And next up, we're going to be using our lovely USB Type-K knife once again to pilot a ship. It does so many things. USB standards have gotten so much better in the future, it turns out. And all we have to do is pilot this ship right behind this other ship, the Draconis. And so we can line up and prepare to, you know, simply finish out the level. Surely nothing else dangerous could happen.
Yeah, absolutely not. So it's a little bit awkward, the trigger exactly to know, like, to the game to say, okay, you're behind where we want you to go is never consistent, it feels like. But either way, we got behind it. Now BT is going to punch through this glass. We have to make sure that we're standing back here because there is a hitbox on BT's hand that if we touched it, the game would crash the menu because the BT was supposed to throw us earlier in the level, and the hitbox for that is still earlier on. And now we're going to head into the boss fight of the level. Finally, this is Viper, as mentioned. We're going to be doing a newer variant of the Viper Zerg strategy, which involves taking out Viper first before his Scorch allies. We charge up a shot with the North Star, shoot into it, immediately go to Ion, use a laser shot, and then activate a glitch known as Snake Splitter to get a massive amount of DPS that we're not supposed to have. Ooh, didn't quite get the kill. So we're going to swap to Expeditioner just to take him out, swap over the Ronin, and now ideally we use these slashes from the Sword Core to take both of these Scorches out. Very nicely done. That is a very fast Viper Zerg despite having to swap to Expeditioner. So we're going to have to do one last little thing here. The game is going to put us out of bounds at the end of this next cutscene. And we're going to have to do a trick known as a mantle clip to get back in bounds. So long and the short of it is there is a moving wall of the Draconis, which is ahead of us. And as this cutscene activates, because we did the Viper fight so quickly, we're actually going to go through that invisible wall. And as you can see in the background, it's getting all smoky. This indicates that we are out of bounds currently. And in the ideal circumstance, you wouldn't have to deal with this, but because we are going to be out of bounds here, we're going to get on over to this section, and we're going to wait for the wall to push us. Once the wall starts pushing us, we're going to mantle twice. That'll clip us back in bounds here. Very nicely done. Now we just have to take out Viper with a couple shots from the Mastiff. After the shots from the Mastiff do unfortunately... Okay, there we go. Finally got the shot.
IMO.
The shots from the Mastiff do actually get affected by the angle and the tilt of the ship, so it's not necessarily shoot where the crosshair is to get the shot. But now the Viper is dead. We're in a 1 minute 55-second sequence till the end of this level, where once again, just like the earlier 18-hour cutscene, you have to kind of be willfully negligent in order to lose time here. So that being said, despite the shenanigans from 6-4 skip earlier in the level, the rest of the level behaved, and trust me when I say there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong.
Yeah, no, this level is so long. Trying to slide is not liking me trying to slide. Not like it matters. Just kind of walk forward here. Yeah, wow.
6-4 being the only thing that went really, really wrong there.
Yeah.
As Fluffy said, really stellar. I mean, honestly, there's a you know, a decent amount of disdain for this level in the community. It just
Decent.
you know,
A little bit. Yeah, I think up to that, I don't have my splits up because I just didn't want to like think about my time. But like, I think there was a like PB pacer angle.
I mean, especially, post that Beacon 3 and
Beacon 3, my
stellar.
PB doesn't have kill room skip, so could have been cooking.
Yeah,
But
definitely, for sure.
But still, great showing overall. We've just fed BT the Orc sandwich, and now we
Yummy.
need to get a move on. But
no.
the Titan just fell over, and we need to escape. But BT has determined we can't. So he's going to do his very best to protect us.
hits us with a nice nuh-uh.
All right. So with that is going to end us the level. We select both the dialogue options. A small little thing is sometimes selecting dialogue options is faster, sometimes it isn't. But now as we load into the last level, just want to give Vane a thank you for letting me do what I'm about to do, because this is a thing that I'm known for in the community, and I love it. Lisgard problems are not my concern. Once you have delivered the Ark as per your contract, your payment will be transferred by the IMC. Just have my money ready. I'll get you your precious cargo, you useless sniff. Oi, Titan, you're gonna open up and give me what I want. Voice command not recognized. Let me just rip it out of them. Don't risk it. Your Ark's unstable. Listen, hero. You have what's mine, and I want it back. Go on. Tell your Titan to open up.
No.
About what? His feelings? Still trying to be a hero, eh? I have a lot of dosh running on this contract, my friend. So tell your Titan, if he doesn't open up, I will shoot you in the head. Pilot in jeopardy. Ocular systems marginal. Cannot visually acquire pilot. Stand him up. You see him now? Right here. Right here. Yeah? You see him now? Functions compromised by severe crash down. I don't care how broken you are. I know deep down, something's still working there. Now open up. I'm going to shoot your pilot in the head. You still remember numbers, don't you? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Yeah, that's the problem with teams. You don't win together, you die together. Pay attention to the right side of your screen here. Bliss is going to go whoop, right into the ground.
That was a
Want a
pretty
little
good
quirk
bliss.
about that cutscene.
You have a good bliss, I
Thank you.
think. It's been a
That was
while
beautiful.
since I've heard the English voices, so
Yeah, flashing lights warning here. For the record, we will tell you when you can look back at the screen, but there is a flashing light warning for the moment.
yeah, BT like super dies.
Nice try, love. Say goodnight. Oi! Get the Ark out of here! We're running out of time!
And you are clear to look back at the screen.
I think the Titan fell.
Unfortunate.
That he did. That he did.
All right. So we're going to regain control here. We're going to back up into the flames. If we get far enough away from BT here, the game will say, hey, wait, come back. And then BT is going to progress his dialogue about 7 to 10 seconds faster than anybody otherwise would be able to hear. And that is a small little trick that we can use to save time here. But BT is going to rip off his face and give what is known as the SEER kit, the Survive, Evade, Resist, Escape kit. We're going to take this and progress into the actual gameplay of the level, the final level of the game, the Fold Weapon.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite level in the game because it tests everything you need to be good at. It's got tight pilot movement, it's got some Titan movement, it's got probably my favorite Titan fight in the game. You know, more pilot movement. It's so, I love how it all comes together in the end here.
It's a verifiable masterclass of execution needed to really execute this level at the highest level. And we're gonna see Vayne do their best at it. We're gonna immediately do one of those super glides because for a very brief moment we do not have our full pilot abilities. Our jump kit is initializing, and just right now we all of a sudden now we fully have all of our abilities again. We can wall run, we can double jump, and Vayne's gonna do a lot of really tight movement that's gonna be really fast here. It's gonna get slide right underneath this door, make a nice turn, and we're gonna grab this zip line coming up here. This zipline will boost us up to 52, immediately drop back down, slide underneath that gate, and we're into this U-turn here. And Vayne's gonna do their best to make use of all of the techniques, tap strafes, wall kicks, and everything underneath the sun to make their way through as quickly as possible. Here's a bunch of wall kicks coming up, good speed coming through, and we're about to head on back out to the open air. This is all just absolutely stellar looking so far, Vayne. I mean,
That was good.
favorite levels showing off, and Titan is falling once again.
You can't die to this
Alright,
one, by
so-
the way. You can just kind of stand under him if you want.
All right, excellently done. Very good first section. So we're going to take the data core of BT that contains all of his AI functions and put it into this other Titan, meaning, hello, everyone, BT is back. Fun fact, this Titan chassis is the one that dropped all the way back at the beginning of the game in that simulation. So we're going to go up behind BT here to skip an otherwise long section of speaking, as well as a long embark animation. Now we're going to be going for a trick known as Snuggle Core. We're going to charge up this shot from very nicely done 80 core. So on average, you get like 40% of your core from that shot, but lining up an 80 core is ridiculous. Gets us access to the Ronin sword core immediately, and we can just run past all these enemies. Thankfully, we can just ignore all of these enemies, and this is in part to a trick coming up here known as door skip. Very simple name, but very apt. We're going to swapped over to Ion loadout for a specific reason, and we're going to disembark and jump through this gap in the top of this door frame that just exists, and we can go through as a result. This section of gameplay here through this tunnel, you have to be very careful, and it's very possible, especially with all those stalkers with missile launchers, that you can die very quickly. Thankfully, you get through with no issue. Take a little bit of a slight routing change here to get some extra height. Ooh, a little bit of spaghetti. No big deal. We'll continue forward. And thankfully, through this pilot sequence, we entered the trigger for the final boss fight of the game against Sloan. But thankfully, this trigger automatically puts you back in a Titan when you are done with this cutscene. So now we are going to head into the fight against Sloan. This is a 3-phase fight that is going to involve a variety of strategies, both for damage and spawn manipulation. Spawn manipulation, standing in, looking in certain spots can force enemies to spawn where you want them to, based on the way that spawns work in this game. The first phase here, do as much damage as we can to Sloan. Look over here to spawn manip these two Titans, put down flame traps, look up to flame dupe them, then use the flame shield to take them both out. Very nicely done. Next thing up is going to be the spawn manip for Sloan over here. We want Sloan to spawn right here and then walk backwards into this flame wall. As Sloan becomes targetable, we put up our flame shield. Sloan is going to disappear a little bit rough because Sloan was in our way there, but we're going to activate Sword Core, try and take out all of these Reapers with the Sword Core. Not going to quite have enough for the third one. Have to go back for that
oh, he's not dead.
Last guy. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. I swear to God, I saw him explode.
Yeah, no big deal. But we now have spawn manip Sloan one more time, put down, blow up the flame traps, dupe the damage, and now we have to take out Sloan, swap to the Ronin loadout, and as we pull out the Arc Injector, activate the Sword Core. Very nicely done. Not quite going to get pre-charge, but we do get Andy shot, and that was, aside from the little bit of Reaper shenanigans and Sloan getting your way, a very clean Sloan fight. Very nicely done.
About as good as I could ask for, which is that's kind of the motto for doing this game in a marathon, because I mean, so much can just go wrong. So overall, this has been thumbs up emoji.
All right, so you might notice that we have a gun in this cutscene. We are not supposed to have a gun in this cutscene, and thankfully, due to this, we can do a funny little thing. Those of you who think Apex is cool, sorry, it's not canon anymore, because oh, come on. There we go. We killed Blisk in this cutscene. So this trick is known as Andy Shot. A Reddit user by the name of Shot Andy posted on Reddit one day, like, hey, I found a way to kill Blisk in this cutscene, and Brian Otto was streaming at the time, and he said, oh, cool. Let me check this out real quick. And then we discovered that it doesn't soft lock the game, it doesn't crash the game, it doesn't hard lock the game or anything. It skips upwards of 34 seconds of dialogue depending on how quickly you kill Blisk. So thanks to Reddit user Shot Andy, we call this trick the Andy Shot. Another thing about this sequence is if we had done the fight fast enough where we had started to pull out the Arc Injector before the PA system said full weapon priming sequence at 97%, the lights inside of the Arc Injector here would be all lit up, allowing us to be instantly shot out of the Arc Injector, which is a trick known as pre-charge, which is dependent on how well you do the Sloan fight. Unfortunately, the Reaper shenanigans did lose us pre-charge, but thanks to both Andy Shot and pre-charge, this cutscene that we would otherwise have to sit through, we can save upwards of 45 seconds in. So fun little things to have at the end of the game.
You know, I always think to myself, it's convenient that this launcher is Titan-sized.
Less dialogue,
right.
And we're gonna be into the very last gameplay section of the game.
Yeah, time will be when we lose control of Cooper at the end of this sequence, but as we get launched out of the Arc Injector, for those of you who are big fans of BT, this is the most appropriate time to press F in the chat for BT. Godspeed. You magnificent, magnificent artificial intelligence.
Farewell, King.
And here we're going to be landing into the final gameplay segment of the run, Escape. Vane's going to immediately grab a wall there to get up to speed almost instantly, kick off that wall there, and try to hit this trigger here as low as possible, standing for this slide here so that they can carry a lot of that speed. A little bit of a flub there, going to have to grab a wall and keep on moving forward. We just need to get to this, touch a couple triggers and get to the ending of here. slide across this final, and time is going to be as soon as Cooper loses control.
Time.
And time.
Excellent run,
Okay.
man. Very nicely done for a showcase.
I will take that for sure.
Let's go.
Just, I mean, amazing run, honestly. Some flubs here and there, but I mean, the
What was
game was
that?
showed off.
What was the time on that?
We stopped the timer a little bit late, but we got a 1:25.25.
I'll take that.
Yeah, sub 130 RTA is always good to get for sure.
But yeah, so I hope that was entertaining. I hope, you know, if you don't already have the game, you can pick it up. I don't know, it goes on like a mega sale sometimes, but I highly recommend it. There's tons of good resources to get into it. Also, the multiplayer is chill. I like playing it from time to time, but yeah, join the Discord, get involved. It's great. You can find me twitch.tv/Vane_SR. On Twitter, it's the same thing. I also have B-Sky, that's just VaneSR. I also have a run in this upcoming AGDQ 2025. I'm going to be racing Rabbit to Go Home with Jaxler. It'll be fun. It'll be good times. Yeah, that'll be it. Thanks to my commentators again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm always happy to commentate Titanfall 2, one of my favorite games of all time. I genuinely believe this is the best speed game of last decade. Extremely good game. If you liked my commentary, you can find me on Blue Sky at Lord Fluffy. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/LordFluffy as well. And yeah, Viz, you got anything else to say?
If this game looked awesome, like Vane said, get it. Join the Speedrun Discord. You'll find me there. I answer a lot of questions.
We're around. But yeah, I think that'll be it from us.
Well, thank you so much, Vaneypoo and company, for showing that amazing Titanfall 2 run. I do hear Little Birdie has told me that we've got a Steam winter sale coming in about 2 days. So if this run looked good to you and you want to try it out, I think Titanfall 2 would be an amazing pickup. So if you told me that Vane had only been running this game for the last 2 to 3 months, I would definitely think you're joking. That was an amazing showing.
Thank you.
But with that, we're going to take a quick wellness break right now. Make sure to hydrate, use the restroom, stretch, get a sweet treat, go for a walk, clear your mind, clear your heart, and we'll be back soon with more Hidden Heroes. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the premiere of Hidden Heroes on GDQ Hotfix. Hidden Heroes is a show where we are going to showcase speedrunners who are part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities in speedrunning. And I'm Anarchy. I'm so happy to be here to be bringing this show to you. So some quick announcements before we get into the next run. We've got GDQ's next all-women and femme speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2025, will be live from March 9th through 16th. Visit gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information on the event. Also, join the official GDQ Discord and add the Hotfix role where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. Use !Discord in Twitch chat for more information. And speaking of Fatales, we've got our very own Fatale coming up next, Metroid Crime bringing us Neon Beats. Take it away, friend.
Yay! Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Metroid Crime, showing off Neon Beats, which is a game that is like super cool, really awesome soundtrack, really easy to get into, especially for speedrunning, and also it's free. The base game is free, so like really cool game. Super excited to show it off. I'm here today with Laszlo.
Hi.
Hi, Laszlo.
I'm so excited to get into this.
Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to get started. Let me just click into here. Perfect. Cool. So time will be, I'll just do a countdown as soon as I start this level and we'll get started. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, yippee. So this game came out in 2019. Like Crime mentioned, this game is free up to level 3. So we just started, so let it cook for a little bit. But if you are interested in what you are going to be seeing very shortly, you can play this for free. And then the DLC, which is the rest of the game, the other 5 levels, what is it, like $1? Like, isn't it like
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a couple dollars. So this is a rhythm platformer. So we're going to be avoiding perils along the way. These like platforms, a lot of cycling, things that you're going to see throughout the game are in sync with the music. And now what Crime just picked up, that's a music note. So the route that Crime is doing is all music notes. They are scattered around all of the levels. They also kind of like add to the music track that's playing, which is like super cool. So Crime might have to take some like additional routes or some like little secret pathways to collect all those music notes.
Yeah. And I really do love how they add to the soundtrack of the game. There's basically 3 music notes in every level except for the tutorial, which we just played.
So I hope everybody's ready to vibe. Yeah, with this like cool music. The way that like the level design just like blends into the music as well. There are some really, really like chef's kiss moments in this run with the way the music all comes together. Another thing that's worth mentioning too is that once you pick up a music note, you have it. So you don't have to worry about like losing them or anything like that.
Yeah, which is also great because there's a lot of sections where there's a music note and we got that. Where there's a music note and spikes directly there, so you can just like die and respawn from a more convenient spot for you, which is great.
Right.
Sneak up there.
I thought you didn't get that for a second.
I have missed that before, and that's not fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that, you know, like I said, some of these platforms and other elements of the game are moving on a cycle in tune with the music. So it's not like these are super clean, like on-off patterns that these are going to run on. Like they might be on like a different beat that syncs up with the music. So it's not as simple as just like, you know, platform turns on, platform turns off. Like you actually have to pay attention to the rhythm of the music.
Yeah.
Not me using my brain in my speedrun like that.
Not me listening and perceiving.
Right? Like,
Wild concept.
Okay, I thought I would give it a couple minutes before I get into this, but Anarchy, I have a really important question for you.
Right.
There is a correct answer. What is your favorite type of Dorito?
Ooh, my favorite. I will go to war for this answer. I will go in a crusade for this answer. The purple ones.
Oh,
Spicy sweet chili.
Oh.
yes.
Best period, point blank, best flavored Dorito.
Oh my god. Oh, Anarchy, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. See, this is why we're friends. See,
This is
great
why
minds
we're
think alike.
friends. This is why we're friends. I need Cool Ranch and nacho cheese enjoyers to roll in chat. Sweet chili is the only answer. Oh, this has been a debate, and I would say in the Fatale server, but it really just between me and Varin since we were on commentary for this a couple weeks ago. But I'm just so glad to have a strong soldier on my side. Thank you.
I'm strongest soldier for spicy sweet chili. I have to say, SGDQ, the purple Doritos, green Red Bull combination.
Oh my god,
goodness.
yeah.
I was like,
Ooh,
I was eating so many bags of the spicy Doritos. I love just the plain spicy ones.
yeah, those are good too. The way that the music like just hit that like crescendo as you landed earlier is so good every time.
Yeah, they do
oh, wow.
a really good job with sound design.
Yeah.
I sure hope. I sure hope it would be good in the rhythm game about music. I sure hope.
I mean, it's got to exist, but like a rhythm game, but like the music's just straight garbo. Like,
No. Cook.
intentionally so bad.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
Yeah, intentionally like throwing you off, so you have to like use like bad timing or whatever to be very. Actually, I would kind of love that.
That would hurt my brain so bad, but I feel like that would be like so fun.
The Crime's kind of like doing really well, actually.
Like, I don't know what's happening, but
Yeah.
there's like
Don't know what's happening, but
like,
good for her, I guess.
good for you. We're sorry that happened. This game is like very like intentionally devoid of color, except for like, you know, important bits, but it's giving very like shapes and colors right now. Like, I don't know what's happening,
Yeah.
but like, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of Crime's wheelhouses, is like games that just have big abstract shapes and colors.
Yeah,
in
huge
them.
fan of that, actually. Yeah.
Shapes
Huge
and
fan of
colors.
platforming and shapes and colors. Huge fan of games where I just have to say like that thingy to refer to half of the.
Yeah.
Well, that just happened.
One thing that I wanted to talk about too, and Crime, don't listen to me. I don't want you to. This is a tough level.
Okay. Phew. Yeah. No, we just got through
but-
the difficult
yeah,
part. Yeah.
nice.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the checkpoints are like pretty all right. Like if you do make little oopsies, you're not set back too far. There are a couple segments in this run where if Crime does mess up, she's gonna be like pushed back by like, 30 seconds, and that's not ideal for a run that's this short. So got through one of them very nicely.
Yeah.
But since like the topic of the Hotfix show is hidden heroes, right? So I kind of wanted to talk about shout outs to Fatales, of course.
Yes.
I think Anarchy made like a really good point earlier about having communities for marginalized identities and places where we can like build our own skills and community and things like that. I also wanted to give a shout out to Lady Arcaders. So I am super glad that Crime is here, because Crime organizes her own community full of like women and femmes in speedrunning. And I think it's cool to have like that people put through like all this effort just to make sure that people have like thriving spaces like this.
Absolutely.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that was fast.
So yeah. Well,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So that was my little soapbox. Shout out to Fatales and Lady Arcaders and all the other communities. I will be getting back on this soapbox later, don't worry. But
Of course, I
Yes.
so invite you to stand
Yeah.
on it too.
yeah. It's super cool, the things that like we have been able to do and the things that we can like support people with
yeah.
to get to where they are, including like main stage GDQ. That's so cool.
Yeah. The number of like submission videos I see come through from like a track mode for other events is so like, it's so heartwarming, and it makes me so happy that people like feel like comfy kind of showing that off and getting a kind of feel for like performing on a bigger stage
Yeah,
through
including like hosting
Yeah.
and runs and commentary and all of that.
it's great to get the kind of like experience ahead of time, like building skills.
I'm be so for real. Like, would you believe this is the first time I've ever hosted anything?
No, actually.
No.
Exactly, right. So like having like experiences, like being able to do like events for like people like me is so like uplifting. So like oh my gosh, like yay.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that like you've created this content where like people are going to be able to, submit it to things. And my goat of a friend Anarchy like gave me the resources and uplifted me so that I was
Yeah.
able to do these things. Very cool. Getting a little more complicated with the platforming now. We've brought portals in.
I was about to say not Portal.
Not
Where's Shella?
portals.
Oh yeah, so we're officially in the DLC now. The DLC brings in portals.
It's giving like Jaws right now. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Okay. Whoops. It's very
gonna hear that
jarring.
boot almost
Yeah,
drop
I know,
again.
right? Okay, there we go.
We do a little bit of trolling.
I like everybody's like interpretations of the shapes. Because Lana was like, ooh, this all reminds me of Doritos. Like, this is what I look like when I'm
Oh,
eating the bag, I guess. I don't know. But
Right.
Jaws
right.
is an interesting take.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, hold on. Let's do that again.
Right. Yeah.
The timing's a bit
we
weird
go.
because that chains don't reset when the room's reset. Everything else resets, but the
No, but you're the
chains
goat.
kind of
It's
keep
chill.
swinging in place.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Cool.
So is that why you asked me about
Also, the
Doritos
little
earlier?
I don't know terms, but like the elements coming off of the square too, like that's like
Oh,
in
the
tune with
equalizer.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say equalizer, but I was like, that might be wrong, so I don't want to say that.
Yeah, no. It's really cool. I really like that detail.
Yeah. And now we've got gravity switching. So once we hit these arrows, it kind of changes gravity. Wow, gravity changing. So that also gives us some like multiple paths that we can take as well. Not, if I'm remembering correctly, there's not really like that many that are going to be like integral. Like there's not really like specific routes. Some might be a little trickier than others, but I don't believe there's any paths in this run where it's like integral that you go in this direction to save the most time possible.
It's mainly like, I think whatever works best for you. Oh my goodness. I just want to do a cool trick. Please let me do the cool trick. There we go. Okay. Nice little hidden music note there.
Hidden? That's the name of the show.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. It's like they knew.
They knew, right. That was planned, right.
It's like the word of the day. It is so fun watching you like navigate like really big rooms like that.
Yeah, I really like those sections a lot. They're a lot of fun. I kind of wish there were a few more of them. But it's a nice balance.
Oh, wow.
So you'll see these two paths are like very different depending which one you take.
Yeah.
This game's timed in-game time mainly because those elevator sections are very inconsistent. The timer pauses during those sections, actually.
Oh, interesting. Why have I never noticed that?
Yeah, so this game's mainly timed in IGT because of it. Because like it's like super consistent. Sometimes you can end up, it's like literally based on like the timestamp whether the elevator door will be closed or not.
I see.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. All right, so we're on level 6 of 8. So we are getting into the final stretch of this run. We are schmovin'. Well, crime is schmovin'. We're spectators. Yeah, we're reacting. We're reactors. All of these tracks are so cool.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like bumping right now. I feel like Mario where he's doing his little dance.
Yes.
The big step back. That's what I feel like right now.
Oh, it does. Wow.
And drop. There we go. I love this section.
So good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, if I,
We're gonna see it again.
we're gonna see it again.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Okay, don't hate me. I was gonna say this earlier when you were talking about the like equalizer, but it's giving like 15 YouTube like outro like those.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like-
Yeah.
Like Trap Nation. I used to be on that. Like that's it's giving me. I'm having like war flashbacks right now.
You know what you just made me think of are those like really old like YouTube tutorial videos. Like the person opens up Notepad and it's like, hi.
Oh my goodness! It's
Yeah.
like Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah.
Lord.
It's like that same song. There was a cool
I'm
bit.
rocking with it though.
Yeah. There's a cool part there where like you're using the portals to kind of increase your momentum. So you kind of have to just like loop through them for a little bit to get the height that you need. I love all these like just like rapid closing segments.
That is so cool.
And me moving in this cube is like literally me hitting the A button and jumping. Loved. You got to dance when you're in those elevators.
Yeah. How can you not?
I'm actually bumping. This is hard.
Yeah, and I will say again, like you can play the first 3 levels for free. So we're at the paid point at this point. We're almost done. But if you really if you just want to give it a try, highly recommend it.
Yeah, definitely.
There may or may not be a Steam sale coming up. Just putting that out there.
Oh, that is true. I forget
Not
every
to-
time, and then I'm like, oh
Not
no.
Not to encourage bad money habits, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
This blue is like my favorite color in the whole palette, I think.
Yeah, I really like this color.
You know what that also reminds me of? Does like anyone remember those like for like a period like 10 years ago where like the Halloween costume to have was like these like neon like
Stick figures?
it's like a black exactly stick figures. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving that to me right now.
Yeah. You saying that also made me realize that 10 years ago is 2014 and now I feel nauseous. So.
My bad.
No, you're fine. It's just, oh man. Those costumes are like, I don't know. I like them. They're a little silly.
Yeah.
No, I had one. I had one too. I'm not even gonna lie with you.
Yeah. Anarchy, you give me stick figure for Halloween vibes. I can't.
You know, I'm
elaborate.
honored, really. You know what? Yeah. You know, you got me there. Right.
Very cool.
I like that hidden
Little
note.
sneaky music note there. Yeah. This red is also very good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, look at your little cube jamming in there.
They're just like me.
Just like me.
Just like me for real.
It's just so funny because this is all just so difficult, you know what I mean? But like Crime's just
Right. Like,
actually grooving.
Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath here because I'm gonna do this section. Hope we manage to get it. It's very difficult. Let's go. Okay.
Cool. Good
Harry,
luck.
you're
Thank
first
you.
up. Let's lock in.
Yeah.
Yeah, lock in.
Yeah.
This is Lana Rose, by the way, apparently. It's just so cool. It's just so cool.
Okay. Phew, I can breathe again.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
So happy.
Yeah, that was so good.
That was so well.
Yeah.
I was panicking about that because every time during practice, I'm like, you know, I know how to do this level, but somehow I'm still messing it up. So I'm very glad we were able to do that one try.
Well done.
I'm thinking of the Doritos debate again. I honestly like Anarchy, thank you for making my job so easy. I thought we were gonna have to like beef for a little bit, but
No, no, real recognizes real.
yeah, I'm like shaking your hand right now.
The dap is like monumental.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Get to do some portal stuff here.
Whee!
All right. We're almost on our last music note of the run. Or we are on. We're almost done with music notes, rather.
Yeah, and then we can just vibe till the end
Yeah.
Yay!
and deal with all the other difficult
do-
stuff.
Yeah. I do like the music note route, like as compared to just the any percent.
Same.
I like that you're exploring the levels just a little bit more. This part is so good.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
Yay!
Just victory lapping at this point.
Yeah. I just love the
Dorito
visuals,
monster.
everything coming together for the final level here.
Significantly more colorful than like when you started.
Yeah.
You're seeing all your good friends like Bouncy Ball and Portal and
Yeah.
Our shapes and colors.
yeah, shapes and colors. All your good friends. Threatening spikes.
I think that part's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like mesmerized.
I love this blue so much.
Yeah. Oh, and time is coming up as soon as I land on this platform, and time. Yay!
GG's.
Oh, I'm super happy with that performance. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very super happy to show that off. Thank you so much, Anarchy, for having me on your show, your very first episode. So super cool. But definitely check this game out. It's the speedrunning community for it is actually like great too. There's a whole bunch of people trying it out. We have an auto splitter. Definitely recommend checking it out. I'm Metroid Crime. I speedrun a whole bunch of different games, including this. I'm on the backup list for GDQ with Sonic Mania, Sonic Runner. Play a whole bunch of different games. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Metroid Crime. And Laszlo, thank you as well so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
And again, like huge shout outs to Frame Fatales, Lady Arcaders, amazing communities with lots of amazing people. And yeah, definitely check them out. Laszlo, is there anything else you wanted to say?
I just want to say hi, Crime. Thank you.
Hi,
Big
Laszlo.
fan. Big fan. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to say much more than that because Osmorn, my good friend,
yes.
promised to take me on an adventure. So I'll be back very soon.
Sounds good. And yeah, thank you again so much, Anarchy. And thank you, chat.
Of course. I'm so happy you got to show off Neon Beats, your favorite category as well. Thank you so much for that amazing run. I'm so happy I got to, vibe out, talk about Doritos. I love talking about Doritos. Spicy sweet chili, for the win.
Of course.
Again, thank you so much. We are going to go to a break before we have our last run of the night. As you might have heard, we've got our good pal Osmorn with some interesting shenanigans going up next. But we're going to take a break, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you hydrate, stretch, do all that fun stuff, and we'll be back soon. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Hidden Heroes. I'm having the time of my life right now. My name is Anarchy, and this is the premiere of Hidden Heroes, a GDQ Hotfix show that is meant to showcase speedrunners who are a part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities in speedrunning. Just before we get on with our last run of the night, we've got some shenaniganery in store for you all. Got some quick announcements. If you've missed out on any of our shows or events, be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Also, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, bits, and all bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. If you've enjoyed watching these speedruns, please consider subscribing to the channel to get access to our emotes and chat with other subscribers during our replays. But without further ado, I'm not going to hold you up too long. We have the game of all time coming up with the runner of all time as well. So Osmorn and company, please take it away with Jazzpunk.
Thank you so much, Anarchy. I wouldn't describe this as the game of all time, but it's certainly one of the game of all times,
This is so
That's
true.
so true. Hello, everyone. My name is Osmorn. I'm very glad to be here on the premiere of Hidden Heroes. I'm very glad to be representing the community as a queer Latino myself. And I have another hidden hero with me whose voice you probably heard if you were paying attention to the last run. If you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. I'm so excited. Hey. Hi. It is me again. I do want to preface that I have never seen this game before in my life, and I'm afraid. I'm like clenching my desk right now.
You are clenching your desk.
Yeah, like my hands are
Right.
like
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm holding on.
If you've never played this game before, good. if you have played this game before, you'll understand that having the context of the game does not make it any better. And so that's what we're going to be getting into today. Jazzpunk is a first-person game that's supposed to be like a satirical comedy. We play as a secret agent named Polyblank, in which we are sent on a series of missions by the director. And that's pretty much the gist of the plot. The majority of the things we're going to be doing are not related to the plot. The category that we're doing is Special Agent. It is essentially the all achievements run that the community has created. And so you're going to be seeing me do a lot of things going on my way to get very specific achievements, doing very silly tasks. So with that being said, timing will begin once I do my first input on this next scene here. We're going to start with Darlington Station. And so timing will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So here in Darlington Station, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk to this box, and the box will talk back. So that's the very first thing we're going to be doing here. And
What did they say?
Right.
I don't know. He doesn't speak English.
Oh.
And instead of doing the plot, we're just going to go here. Out of bounds.
Okay.
And we're going to drink. Oh, no. I missed, but it's fine. We can just do it again. We can just do it again. It's like very simple. You just have to do the sequence again.
And I'm definitely going to understand it this time.
Yeah.
Right. Surely.
There you go. Did you hear it?
Got it. Okay.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? If I somehow fail this one more time, I'm just going to do what's supposed to be done, usually. But I try to aim it pretty well here. Once you see it. Okay, there you go. Perfect. And all you have to do is drink the pills.
Yay.
Pills?
Yes, we drank the pills. And so,
Right.
like, it's very simple. So essentially what happened there was you were supposed to talk to the director, and he was supposed to send you on a mission by giving you those pills. And so the pills were not supposed to come into scene until you finish talking to him. But if you just go out of bounds and then go underneath the level, the pills are just there. So you can just grab them and drink them immediately. And so we're supposed to be infiltrating the Soviet Union, but instead we're going to play Frogger.
As one does.
As one does.
Okay.
Right here, and okay, thankfully we didn't get hit by any cars. That was actually really close. And so this frog is looking for the Wi-Fi password to Starbucks, and so we're just gonna like grab it for him right here. There's a few passwords flying around. Let's see if we get some. This man also needs some saliva for his envelope, so we're gonna get that too. Perfect. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah. This is making sense so far, right?
I'm kind of speechless.
It has been a minute and a half.
Yeah.
It has been a minute and a half.
We're going to do a very nice trick of the run. We're going to save because this trick can be a little inconsistent. And so we're going to do a safety save here. And so we're going to get on this pill. It's called Bottle Launch. Ooh, okay.
Right.
Unfortunate. We didn't quite get the angle that we needed. We want to get on the very edge of this bottle, and then that should work. Okay, no, I need to be a bit more to the left. Load. I got this first try
I've done this on
practice.
accident before.
Me too.
If you can believe it. There we go. Perfect. That's actually great. Third try.
Nice.
All right. So this guy, he works for the company that we're working for. He wants us to smuggle this pigeon into the next level. And so what we're going to be doing is we're just going to chomp, 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 gulp. Yeah, like that.
Did we just eat him?
Just swallow it. Yeah.
I mean,
How else do you smuggle a
Right.
pigeon?
3 carrier frequency pigeons.
That is. You got me there. I'm speechless right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
okay.
yeah.
Speaking of which, pigeons are not real, so we're going to use this deep frequency carrier in order to get rid of all of the frequency pigeons here. And so,
Right.
but first we're going to take a little bit of a call. There we go, perfect. As you can see, the pigeons drop these pheromones. We're just going to spray them on this guy, and then woo, he's dead. He's going to be taken away by the pigeons. We also have to get these agents out of the trees here, like so. All right, so in this area, we're supposed to get rid of 4 agents and then also 3 birds and spray the pheromones of the birds onto these 4 civilians that will just get carried away by all these pigeons. There we go, perfect. And now here's the last bird. The locations of the
That happened
birds
to me
and
last
where they
week.
are actually RNG. Sometimes their movement is a bit RNG, and the aiming with this defrequency gun is like really difficult to deal with. We need to get to the top of this Soviet consult, but everyone's on working right now, so we're just going to turn it to 12 o'clock so they go to lunch, because that's how time works in this game.
right.
It's just a construct.
We're going to do a little bit of a glitch here. We're just going to... Oh, okay. We want to clip a little bit out of this. We're going a little bit too far. Please. Interesting. There we go. Okay. Get underneath here, save and load, and then once you load back in, it'll skip this sequence of going up the lift. And so instead, we're just gonna be playing a little mini game here. Killing all this bacteria. Perfect. And now we're gonna actually do what we came into the level to do, which is steal a bit of data from the Soviet consoles. We're gonna go into another dimension to do that, though.
That's my favorite cereal.
Of course. A little bit of a dial tone here. Perfect. Grab the data, and then we leave. But first, before leaving, we need to do a little bit of identity theft right here. Perfect. And then we get into the level.
As one does.
As one does. By going down the trash chute.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the first level.
Right.
There's the pigeon that we just smuggled.
Welcome back.
Perfect. And here's the director that we skipped the first interaction with.
For another job.
So, Laszlo, how are you feeling?
As a biotech engineer.
I feel like I am focusing so hard. I'm taking
You're
notes
locked
right
in.
now. I'm so locked in. I like that squid.
Artificial kidney.
Yes. We need to steal an artificial kidney.
He's kind of fitted up.
We need to steal this artificial kidney from the cowboy. And then
To extract this from them.
he says that his favorite restaurant is a sushi place that we're going to be going.
Well by me.
OMG, me too.
Yeah, I love sushi.
Yeah.
And so he's going to go underneath his desk. We need to take more missional, but he's right there. He's fine. And also you can just like look outside because the game just like puts the train right there in front of you, instead of like warping you to another area. We're gonna save and load to skip that cutscene. So we need to find that cowboy. But instead, we're gonna be doing a
I
few
love
things that have nothing to do
cowboys.
with that. This trash can is a spider.
Okay, right.
We're gonna write it
Oh.
to open up that wall over there. We're gonna talk to this box. I think he said something about cyborgs. I don't know. And then we're going to be going in here. We're gonna do a little mini game, like killing all these flies. Oh, did I miss one? Hold up. Where are you? Where'd you go? Where's the fly?
Oh my god,
you
I
are.
hear
There you
it.
go. Perfect. Okay. Thing complete. Let's go.
Yay.
That's
Is it
lit-
okay that we smash those?
Yeah, no worries. It only costs like $200 per base. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, right.
We're gonna put this Q-tip in this guy's ear, and we're gonna come back to him later.
Okay.
We're in the sushi restaurant. We need to go backstage to get a poisonous fish, or back in the kitchen, I should say. Backstage is crazy. And we're gonna get some spiders on the way there. But first, we need 5, but we're gonna get all 8. They're scattered all over the restaurant,
I love that you have footprints.
right?
Yeah.
It's very nice. Implying that I've been walking around barefoot this whole time. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Perfect. We're just gonna throw him on this guy. Who cares about him? And then we're gonna poison his food by putting
Right in
that.
front of him.
putting it
Right in front of my sushi.
And then we're just gonna wait for him to eat the poisoned food. This cutscene takes a bit.
Sushi auto scroller.
And then he gets food poisoning. And then he does that sometimes. He's gonna go into the women's bathroom instead, and we're gonna grab his stomach, even though he told us to get an artificial liver, but we're gonna get his stomach instead. And then we're gonna eat the sandwich that came off of this guy's brain that we put in his Q-tip. And then we're gonna return a little bit of our one of our DVDs to the Blockbuster video, as one does.
Can I say that the stomach he grabbed, that looks like, like those cups you get at the zoo when you're like 5?
Yes.
Where it's like, that's what that looks like.
Yes.
And they're here.
I need me a cup like that.
Oh, that's great.
Do one old time.
So-
one for me for old times.
Will we help? Yes. He wants us to retire the replicants. And so this part of the game gives a huge implication that everyone in this universe is robots, and there's only 3 real humans in the entire world. We're gonna take this contraption here,
The doohickey.
The apparatus.
the apparatus,
Exactly.
I got
Take
spoiled
it.
on this.
and then
I don't know what it is, but I know that it is.
And so there's one way to find out if someone's a replicant. And all you have to do is take a picture of them using this device. And the picture should end up being something like that. Now he's retired.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
happy about it. That's good.
Yeah, exactly, because they're retired. And they can find it. That's
Yeah.
what they asked us to do.
Yeah, we're doing
We're
good
just
things.
chilling.
Exactly. So there's
It's
one over
chill,
here.
yeah.
the annoying thing about the replicants is that, like, even though you can take a picture of them fully in frame, if your crosshair is not on top of the replicant at the time of taking the picture, it will not count, which is a little bit of an annoying thing, but it's an easy fix once you know that's how that works. And now we go back to return the apparatus.
The apparatus.
The doohickey.
Why is it breathing?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I was also gonna ask that.
Oh, it just does that.
So apparently he didn't want us to retire them. He wanted us to kill them. And so, yeah, that was
okay.
my mistake for taking things too literally.
My bad.
Said retire. I didn't mean retirement.
Yeah, he didn't mean retirement. This is my favorite joke in the game. I'm just gonna
Afraid I'm
let it play
have to
out.
Ask for your badge and your gun and your other gun and your other badge and your badge gun and your gun badge. Get the hell out of my
That's it. That's the whole joke.
Me too.
He just keeps pulling things out, and I don't know why I find that to be so hilarious.
That's a hilarious trope.
Yes.
There's a scene like that in a Wolfenstein game, and it's peak.
It's amazing. We're gonna hack into the mainframe here, and we're gonna go into this cyberpunk world. This is Cassette. Thank you for censoring yourself, Cassette. And so we're gonna go rob a bank. But first we need to get some sneezeware. We're going to rob the bank with sneezeware. What do you think sneezeware does, Laszlo? How are we gonna rob the bank with sneezeware?
Are we gonna like do a big sneeze and then everybody flies out of the bank?
That's a good guess. Anarchy, do you remember? I know you've seen this one before.
I'll be so for real. I could not tell you.
Hey, everyone.
My expectation. I don't even know. I'll be so for real. I just don't even know.
Dang. So we're gonna return to Cassette. She's going to assemble the sneeze gun for us, and of course, before we sneeze, we have to collect germs.
Oh.
Yeah, we have to collect the germs, of course, as one does.
I feel like realizations are being had
We're
at the
going to return
moment.
to the
yeah.
punks. We're going to talk to Cassette once more, and then we are going to go ahead and sorry, I got distracted by something. We're going to go ahead and go rob the bank like so. We're just going to sneeze on this guy.
I have my eyes.
Oh, come on.
I don't trust
There we go.
you.
Perfect. We got to
You
knock
have a
both
good
of them.
reason not to.
Exactly. We're just going to get this guy out of the way. Actually, wait, he doesn't fall down? Okay, wow. And so we're going to take the sneeze gun and we're going to give the security system a virus
Oh.
by sneezing on it.
Right. Okay.
I
What else?
laughed. That
What
was
else
funny.
did you think?
Oh,
She's fine.
okay.
And
Right.
of course, noses don't just sneeze, they also sniff. We're going to sniff up all of the money.
But there's
hold it in our
bacteria in that.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's chill. It's chill.
It's chill. I take all the gold.
This is what I needed in GTA. Like, I feel like the heist would go so much better if you just had the sneeze gun.
Oh.
Yeah, he's fine.
Where do you think you're going? Where do
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. He's in the gun. It's fine.
Oh. Okay.
All right. And then we're going to just leave without Cassette.
What the hell, Polly Blank?
We're just gonna leave her here.
Yeah, what?
Bye.
Bye.
We need the money.
It's like
All right. Bye.
dirty sick money. Wait,
Yeah.
did it come with us in real life?
I actually, that's neither confirmed nor denied, I will say.
Okay.
I have a question for both everyone here. Do y'all like wrestling?
Yeah, I can enjoy a little wrestling.
Well, that's what we're at.
Sure.
Oh, let's go.
Yay.
Let's go. So we're gonna fight Psychomaniac. That's this guy right here. And so the dialogue that the referee and also that Psychomaniac says before and after the fight is completely RNG. Some of them is really short and some of them is really long. And hopefully he gives us a short one. But regardless of what he says, it's actually hilarious. So let's listen to what he says.
to Polly Blank?
There ain't nowhere you can run. There ain't nowhere you can hide. Oh yeah, 'cause I'm gonna get you, Pipsqueak, and I'm gonna make you into mincemeat.
Oh, that was a really short one. That was a really short one,
pretty
actually.
good.
That was nice.
Yay.
It was a good burn.
There's like a one that's like 2 minutes long, and he goes on a huge rant about gonorrhea. and I was like, or no, not gonorrhea, hemorrhoids. But instead, we're just gonna kick him here, and then we're going to get these gloves, and because these gloves do the most damage towards them, and we're just gonna spam. Come on. There you go.
Did you train with Matt from Reese
He's got some
Like,
sick
what?
flips.
Oh, come on. Where are the?
Oz, if you were a
Okay.
wrestler, like, do you know what your wrestling name would be?
What would my Apparently, my wrestling name is Polly Folding Chair Blank for some reason.
But like, if you were the wrestler, like
I
in
were
real
the
life.
wrestler. I feel like I don't know.
Congratulations. You are now
I haven't thought about this before. Have you thought about this before?
In the last 30 seconds, and it would probably be what my trucker name would be, which is Heavy Chevy.
Heavy Chevy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
All right, we are back in real life now, and we're going to just go over here. Ignore this guy.
I like the actual bowling pin
Right.
there.
So good.
That's peak.
We can light this candle through the wall here, just to avoid a little bit of movement. And then we're going to meditate before going on to the next level. All right, meditation over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So, ignore the fact that the office is flooding right now. So now the director is going to take us on a little trip to Kaitak Resort. He's going to take us on a vacation. Spoiler alert, the vacation will end up just being another mission. But this is another check-in on how Laszlo is feeling right now.
I'm saying that was a great reminder to stay hydrated. So I took a little sippy of water. Other than the sneezing, I'm still worried about our cassette friend. I'm excited to go on vacation.
Yeah. Don't you like this resort? It's very nice.
Yeah. Is that a pig on roller skates?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He's actually very relevant to the plot later, but we skipped that part.
Okay.
So we're going to do a mini game here. Have you ever played Street Fighter?
I've dabbled.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna fight a Honda.
Some Honda is banger.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, I love that.
So the way that this Honda works is that you can't just keep hitting it. You have to actually hit like every single part of it and make sure that all of it breaks in order for its health to go down. And sometimes it does a really long attack like that. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Once part of it falls out, he's doing a lot of long attacks here. This is actually a bit of a time loss, I will admit. But once all of the parts come out, boom, there. That's how you know the fight is over.
Perfect.
Yay!
Right. Yeah, but that's it.
Wow.
That's the whole mini game. He's bleeding. I don't know why.
Speaking of car, I'm still stuck on Heavy Chevy. That is so good.
Right?
Thank you.
It's so
Thank
great.
you.
That's beautiful.
Has anyone here ever played Quake? I know I have.
I sure have.
Yeah.
I know a few people who might have done that.
Yeah, a few. First, we're going to play a spoof of that called Wedding Quake. It's a PvP version, PvP game in this in a jazz bunk here. We actually got a really good weapon right off the bat. We want the Rose gun that's only available in this first one, and we're going to, once we kill 5 people, that's how we know we've won. We can also press tab to see how many kills the other players have. It's right now, it's pretty, this is like the most RNG heavy portion of the run, because all the enemies can kill you. There we go, perfect. Once we have 5 kills, we can just move on. And then we're going to go to the next area. Oh wait, actually, new game. We're going to do 2-player mode in these next 2 areas because we can make use of a new bug known as the 2-player bug. And every time that you respawn, you will respawn next to your partner with a jar of spiders. Jar of spiders are instant KOs, and all you have to do is kill your partner pretty much 5 times, because it doesn't matter who you kill, as long as you kill someone. So you can just kill him over and over again, and kind of skip a lot of heavy gameplay here. We do have a category that is specifically just Wedding Quake, and this specific trick that I'm doing right now is actually banned in that category. We only use it for these next 2 levels because these are the only 2 levels in which it's faster. And also because some of the other levels don't have the jar of spiders. That's an item that you can use. Come on, there you go. While we try to kill other people, while we wait for our second player to respawn, I try to look for other people to kill, but a lot of times they're way too spread apart to really justify looking for them. And so these next 2 levels, we're just going to be doing regular. This is a really good spawn because you want the gravy boat item. The gravy boat is amazing. It's also 1-hit KO, and you can aim it wherever you need it to go.
Oh, let's go.
Extremely good.
This is what I remember from you playing this game. This is
hold
like
up.
literally the heat-seeking gravy boat.
This is just in time for Thanksgiving week.
Right?
Right.
Where is... Okay, usually I like to wait here for people have people come, but if it takes a while for like computers to meet up with you, I will walk around. And so we need to do one last map here. This is a map from a part of the game that we haven't seen yet, but it is required for this category. This is a horrible spawn because the gravy boat is over here. It's not the worst spawn we could have gotten, shockingly, but it is a bad spawn. And also, this is a level in which it's really easy. Oh, I got 2 in 1. Let's go.
Wow.
It's really easy for enemies to sneak up on you because they come through the roof, they can come through behind. Very rarely does that happen, but it is possible.
Just the gravy boat goes.
Some runs die from it.
I love
there
the
we
gravy
go.
boat
Perfect.
meta.
Exit cake. All right, that's wedding quake. So now that wedding quake,
We should have learned that instead of regular quake.
right? We should have just done that. It is multiplayer. You can play up to a lot of people. It's
We need
only
to
local.
squad up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do some wormhole transportation here, going to different dimensions, as one does.
What is with time traveling in these games today? I did not do that on purpose.
There you go. Perfect. We're gonna do this a few times. This is the last one we're gonna do. Alright, and then after this specific one, we're gonna end up on the beach and everyone is nude. Censored, of course, but still nude. This is a nudist beach today. We're gonna get this metal detector and we're gonna find some treasure on the beach here.
I've always wanted to do that.
That's CD.
I'm so glad you're doing this for me.
Where are you? Huh?
Find
There
the
we go.
treasure or be the
Holy
buried
mammoth.
treasure?
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna return another DVD here. Perfect. All right, where are you? A Nintendo 64,
Just riding those sine waves.
Oh, I love that one.
the most valuable player.
Nice.
Yippee!
Congratulations.
All right. Hold on. Where are you? There we go. Buried treasure. And then this guy. He's just been stuck there for about like 100 years.
Surely, right.
Yeah. And now we leave the nudist beach. Bye.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. We need to teleport twice to get to the dimension that we need to be at. So after this, that'll be the last teleportation here. All right. And now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go straight through here. We have one achievement that is just us. We're supposed to. Oh, come on. Seriously. Perfect. We're going to just break our neck here. Perfect.
Oh.
And
Okay, well, we got pizza out of it.
yes,
so
Yeah.
well, it's not the pizza that you know and love. It's Pizza Cabin.
Oh, I'm scared.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Oh, that's just don't worry about that guy. Yeah, this is Pizza Cabin.
I've been here.
Oh, you've been here? Yeah, same.
I've been here.
Yeah.
I went here last week, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna take this pizza slicer, and we're just gonna kill these guys up here up front. Oh, come on, Teresa.
I don't like that noise they make. Oh my goodness.
I do wonder if you can die in this section. I've never had it happen to me. And everything's just gonna start laughing. Shout out to any Evil Dead 2 fans in the chat.
This feels like a liminal space.
Oh, it very much is.
That feels like an extension of the back rooms.
All right, we need to.
The pizza cabin.
Yes, we need to save this guy. He's already dead, but his girlfriend wanted to get him for her. Here we're going to do a little bit of a glitch where we're just gonna be halfway through this elevator.
Oh, me too. I also did this last
the
week.
4th floor. And oh, come on, this guy did not get a good spawn. He gets sometimes weird spawns, but also he's cycle based, and so we have to go all the way over here to grab our room key from him. A weird room key, but it's a room key nonetheless.
Okay.
And then we're going to go through here. Oh, sorry. We're gonna go through here. There we go. Perfect.
Right.
And we're going to answer the phone and then save and then load. And then the cutscene will start over. We have a brief moment in which we can move again, and then we're going to save and then load again. And then as soon as we are able to pick up both of these objects, we can just leave, and we can move as the cutscene is happening. Granted, we only have half of our vision, but like that's not important right now. We're gonna kiss this girl with the makeup that we put on, and we're gonna kiss this guy too. And then we're just gonna jump over here, and we're going to, oh my god, please, get to this dinner with the editor who invited us here.
No, your banana
We're supposed to be
phone.
spying on the editor, hence why we switched out the suitcases here. And then we get a
red?
yeah. Oh, that's the lipstick that we put on.
Oh.
Yeah. We're dressed up as a woman for this meeting, as a disguise.
Put the lipstick on her eyeballs?
Yeah. The game does not care where you put the lipstick. You can just put it anywhere and then immediately leave.
It's a new look.
It's a new look, you know?
She's giving.
It really is. So, oh no, our drink was drugs because they were catching on to us. We're gonna wake up in the editor's hotel room instead. Here we're supposed to be going on this subplot in which this like conspiracy, we're supposed to meet this conspiracy theorist that lives underneath the pool in the hotel. And we're not gonna do any of that. Instead, what we're going to be doing is, well, first off, I'm going to save and load here. Save, and then load. Perfect. And then the elevator will be at the bottom, but the game will still think that we're in the elevator. And so when we choose a floor in the elevator, it'll bring us up or down because it thinks that we're still in the elevator. So that's where the conspiracy theorist is supposed to be living. He's supposed to go on this huge plot, and we're supposed to be doing something with like the pig on wheels that'll unlock the next area for us. But we're not going to be doing any of that. The pig on wheels is nice, but we're just going to leave him alone for now. So
I get a good look at him.
Yeah, right here. Look at him.
There, yeah,
we love
him.
So the game still thinks that we're in the elevator right now. So if we send it down, we can just. Oh wait, why is it on the bottom floor? There we go. Okay, we're gonna send it up. You can see that we're moving with it right now, but we need to send it to the top floor and send it back down to the bottom floor so we can clip through the floor right here.
Oh.
And then that is where the next area will be. This is the wet works. Nothing much happens here. I will say this is just kind of like a transitional area from one area to the next. We are in a.
I feel like Mr. Game & Watch right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're in a bit of a hallucinatory state, but I feel like that was obvious.
Has that not been the entire game though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
I thought I was there.
Right.
This is honestly pretty normal compared to like what I've seen, honestly.
You're so right, actually.
Honestly.
We're just going to, excuse me, thank you. I'm going to go through here. Perfect. We're going to go down here and boom. I'm going to go up.
This is so fun.
It is fun. It's very nice. And then we're going to spill coffee on the computer to get us out of the simulation. And we're going to end up back at Darlington Station.
Or, yeah, actually, I don't know what's happening anymore. Something.
Talking to the box? Oh.
Yeah, ignore that.
Oh, that was.
No,
that
the
was cool.
box is there, but we already tagged him, so we don't need to tag him again.
Oh.
Oh no, the director
I miss him.
is made out of cardboard. What happened? The director was kidnapped by the editor while we were passed out. He is at the editor's bachelor pad. Oh, look at that. The assistant is kidnapped too.
No.
So we're gonna go save both of them. It appears I am in the process. I've never noticed that. I've actually never read this board while this cutscene has been going on. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
I got kidnapped.
Oh, that's great.
Me when I'm kidnapped.
Yeah, right. So we're going to sneak into the bachelor pad by pretending to be an exterminator. And certainly this is a plan that will have no flaws and will go perfectly.
Right.
Yeah, and so
Right.
we're going to talk to this guy, and then we're going to save and load to skip a cutscene here. Perfect. And then we're going to get rid of all the termites. They're all... Oh no, we're gonna play Fruit Ninja instead. Sorry.
I love Fruit Ninja so
Let's
much.
go.
Usually I do this mini game after I kill all the termites, mainly because all the termites can kind of spread out. They're all actively spreading out right now as we're doing this mini game, and so they're going to be harder to kill. But I will do my best. We have to get all 12 fruits here, otherwise it will not count for the achievement. But instead we're gonna do that. You see, now all the termites are like spread out and stuff. Now I have to go actually find them.
Oh no, we have to play the game.
Oh no. Come on. Yeah. I don't think any of them got...
Cute.
Yeah, right? I don't think any of them got that far. Where are you? Okay, here you go. I didn't hear the ding. The game's supposed to give us a ding. Oh, there's one over there.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. It's supposed to give us a little ding sound once we're done. There we go. We're gonna use the bathroom real quick. We're gonna freshen up.
Yeah, let's take a little break.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then we're gonna pick this lock.
Oh, I laughed.
And then
That's funny.
It is funny. We're gonna have a pillow fight. She's fine.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
She'll be fine. It's fine. Use this. Okay, there's the director here. But first, we're gonna play Spin the Bottle with this beautiful woman, and we're gonna have our kiss interrupted by this filthy man. He's getting way too up close and personal. Jesus Christ! Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Use some windshield. Wipe that kiss off.
Oh, I like I like those.
Right?
Right.
Behind us.
Over here, Polly.
Again?
Mama, a crab behind you.
Over here. No. A little more.
Come on.
A bit more.
Up.
A little to your left. No, your other left. Go back a bit.
There we go.
There we stop.
Oh.
Yes. There.
It's the editor.
Okay, right.
It's the editor with his henchman. So,
Polyblank.
the editor is about to challenge us to something
of mine.
in order to beat him in a few games in order to save the director here. What do you think he's going to challenge us to, Laszlo?
And it's imperative that you get me my own.
This is hard. I'm on a time crunch.
Polyblank.
Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs?
The way I was thinking the exact same, I was also gonna say fisticuffs and everything. We're yeah.
He's going to challenge us to
We're
mini
locked in.
golf.
I'll go first.
Oh.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
There won't be one.
Golf was like in my brain for some reason.
Right? He's going to use a bats to golf, and then he's just going to get a hole-in-one like that.
I like his helmet. That's so the right sport.
Yeah. One would think that we're going to use these golf clubs here to, but instead we're going to use this
Oh, of course not.
instead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
I like to aim right here. This specific mini game is actually really sensitive in the mouse. I'm gonna be so real. There we go, perfect. We're just gonna feed the mermaid. Right. And then we're going to
What beautiful
wait
language
here.
skills she has.
Right? That's the assistant right here, stuck in this cello right here. But we're gonna save her later. Jesus, why'd you push me around? My God. There is
The view's beautiful.
a semi-easy way to get a hole-in-one in this particular hole, but I don't know what the setup is, so I don't go for it.
Oh, we forgot.
Reefer. And so he changes like what item he's using to hit the ball every single hole. But we are stuck
To be on my side today.
with this. Oh, what?
Wait,
Excuse
was
me?
that
was
good?
that was kind of heat though, Loki.
Wait, can you? Wait,
What?
is that allowed?
Why are we floating? What's happening?
What is going on here?
What the spruce?
Where'd it
go?
What
Wait,
the
where'd it go?
burger? What is happening?
Wait, hold
That
up.
Chad, I feel like that's never happened before.
Do I like just vibe with this? Hold up. Wait,
Oh,
and then
wait,
it went
is it
back.
down?
It went back in bounds.
Yay!
It went back in bounds. Okay,
That was crazy.
that's actually never happened before. I'm gonna be so real.
You were getting dunked on in this game.
There we go.
Still not the right sport.
Seriously. Oh,
Oh,
my god.
almost. Oh,
This has to be
Yay.
like 7 above par. My goodness.
Washed up golf player.
Right. We're gonna save and load. To skip some walking. Because we have to wait for him to get to these carts. We're gonna steal this blue cart. We're gonna follow the editor, and by follow, we're just gonna go ahead of the editor.
One
oh,
step ahead.
bye.
Easy.
Perfect. Excuse me. There we go. All right. And then we're going to turn this river into a gravy river. And then we're going to play a little game. It's called Gravy Race 64, a parody of
I
the hit
remember this.
Nintendo 64 game, Wave Race 64. If anyone has
heat.
played that, this is such a
I
good mini.
expected you to say gravy race.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a corn?
Yes.
Ooh.
I
on
love
the
this so
cob.
much.
There's some chicken legs in here, corn on the cob. Whole thing is gravy. Actually, this is Thanksgiving dinner right here.
Are you sure it's not turkey?
Turkey leg?
It's-
Turkey
I
leg,
don't
chicken
eat
leg?
meat, so is chicken and gravy a thing? Like, no, right?
I guess not.
Kinda. There's
could be.
there's chicken gravy.
Could be. I don't know. That's a very
Really
good point.
philosophical thoughts going on right now.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm really. This is what I've been like pondering
Yeah.
Right.
out of everything we've seen so far.
This race has like sometimes controls are gonna feel unintuitive because I'm not using the mouse at all. I'm just using the keyboard, and so it can be a little bit finicky to get used to at first.
To win this.
We're going to kiss this woman under the mistletoe, but surprise, the filthy man is going to interrupt our kiss again and get way too personal with us. We're gonna get into
No,
the
your
cart
windshield
again.
wipers.
We have one last game that the editor has challenged us to. It is another game of sports. We just gotta wait for him to get to his side.
Ooh, Virtual Boy.
Yes.
Right.
Suit up. However, I must warn.
Virtual tennis.
Quite the matrix
So
maverick.
this is actually a really difficult part of the game. Like the tennis part is a bit finicky to get used to. So
Oh, okay.
all right, there we
So
go.
many sports would be so much better if you could just do that.
If you could just
I was gonna
get
say,
the
wasn't
chair
that like the whole
and
plot
someone-
of Challengers? Like, that's
Right?
great.
This thing.
It's great. We're gonna liquefy these guys.
Oh my god.
They enjoy it. It's fine. It's fine.
My trophy.
We're gonna get this, and she wants a Bloody Mary on the rocks, and so we're gonna give it to her. Yeah, she was thirsty, so we gave her a drink. And then we're going to just inflate this guy's ego a lot by giving him all of these accolades and awards that he doesn't deserve. And then we're just gonna pop.
Oh,
And he's
bye.
For some reason, this bridge of words is faster to walk on when you're jumping sideways. I do not know why. It's just the fastest way. I've tried every other way, and that way is faster. She's trapped in this jello. We're just gonna eat it.
Now, here's my question.
too.
Is it like cherry jello or is it like liquefied hot tub water jello?
It's strawberry jello, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's valid.
free the free the director here. First, we're just going to scratch that disc, and then we're going to replace it.
You might as well throw it in my mouth now because it's only going to end one way.
And we're going to scratch this one. All right, cool. Perfect.
Do you want
Nice.
some video?
And then we're going to jump into his mouth. Oh, come on, shut up.
But I need you to crawl in my mouth now.
We were a bit too slow.
No.
There we go. We're just going to climb into his mouth here.
Right, as one does.
Right.
As one
Yeah,
does,
right.
yeah, of course. And then we're inside of his stomach. We're gonna go down his esophagus, and that's the game. That's the whole game. This is the credits.
Okay.
So time will end once I get to the end of his esophagus, and into his stomach. But this is a long, windy path here. We're just going to knock all these trees down. Sorry. There you go. Perfect. Endoscopy by the player. I love that. I love that part. So yeah. How you feel, Laszlo?
Wow. I'm kind of speechless. I really don't know what to say. This was a game of all time.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't lying.
That's for
I
sure.
was not
Yeah.
lying.
Truly, indubitably.
And you need to escape the labyrinth.
That is equivocally what I was saying, my dear Watson.
Yes, true. So right here, we're just going to be taking the last bit of missional because he has this set up in his stomach just in case he gets turned into a crocodile. And time
Our final
is now. That's time. Right when we
Yay! G.
Question mark?
GG question mark.
Singular
GG.
G.
That's roll credits. Like you just drink the missional out of his stomach, and then that's it. The rest is history. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right.
That's the whole game. For those of you that don't know, and in case it wasn't obvious, this was an indie game published by Adult Swim. So if it's similar to a lot of other Adult Swim cartoons that you've seen, that's why. This is like very much Adult Swim kind of vibe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all from me. I absolutely love this game. The speedrunning community behind it was absolutely amazing. I love them so much, and I love this game a lot. Shout outs to Catlink for running this game at SGDQ 2021 and getting me into it. I really, really enjoy it. She's great. And shout outs to Anarchy for having me on the very first episode of Hidden Heroes as the closer. I am very, very honored to be part of such a thing. And thank you to Laszlo for commentating. Is there any shout outs you want to do, Laszlo?
I want to shout you out as a hidden hero because I just want to let the chat know that Osborne is a really great event organizer in terms of creating like stages for people of marginalized identities and also mutual aid marathons. So I encourage that you follow him and see what he's up to and who he's supporting. I don't do anything. Don't find me. I have been Les Lotus. I am very, very grateful to Oz and Crime both for inviting me on this commentary. Even though Oz didn't explicitly ask me to be there, he just told me, "Hey, are you free?" And then he was like, "Okay, yeah, you can just go ahead and tell Hotfix you're going to be there." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay."
The conversation was just like, "Hey, are you free?" And I thought that they would like fill in the blanks that I was asking them for commentary, but I never explicitly asked them to do it. So it was a whole thing.
I just showed up.
Yeah, you just showed
and I
up.
also want to thank Anarchy. This Hotfix show is. I'm so excited to see what you have cooking on during your run, and I appreciate the things that you're doing to give speedrunners and like voices to those who are normally unheard a place to showcase their skill and talent. So thank you so much, everybody, for letting me be here twice. That's awesome.
Really, it's an amazing.
No,
doing
thank
here,
you.
Anarchy. We love it, and I can't wait to see what you do with this show. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we're so proud of you.
Thank you. Osborne, where can the good people find you, my friend?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Osmorn. I actually very rarely stream my speedruns. I mostly stream Archipelago randomizer games with all of my friends, including Laszlo and Anarchy. You might find both of them on my stream. Right there. And so, yeah, that's where I'm usually at. But you can follow me there. If you want to keep up to tabs on like stuff that I'm doing with my speedruns, events that I'm organizing, you can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter. Both of those are where I'm gonna like do announcements for stuff like that. And I'm Osmorn on both of those platforms. I have an Instagram. You can follow me there. I don't post on it. I have a TikTok. You can follow me there. I don't post on it. I even have a Reddit. You can follow me there if you so desire. But I do not post on
Very
it.
brave of you for that.
I'm very brave for saying that. That's for sure.
And he said, "This is my address, and this is what I order at Subway."
You can actually either follow me on DeviantArt too, and that's that's a joke.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much, Anarchy, for having me. Thank you, Delasla, for being here. Thank you all for watching, and I'm super excited to see how the rest of Hidden Heroes during its run goes.
Agreed. +1.
Of course. Thank you both so much for that run. That was amazing. So that's gonna be a wrap on Hidden Heroes, the debut premiere episode. I am so glad this debut went as well as it did. I'm like speechless, honestly, at how great that went, and I'm so happy to have the opportunity, as Laszlo said, to be able to give this space for people like me who might not be able to show the things that they do all the time. So yeah, I think it's pretty late where I am. I'm not gonna lie with you. So I think it might be time for Betty Bye soon. So one last announcement: if you missed any of the speedruns tonight, both from Hidden Heroes and from Perilous Past earlier, stay tuned as we replay both of the shows right after this. Tune in tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. Eastern for more Hotfix with a special showcase of PokePark Wii, followed by Game Masters. So without further ado, remember, my friends, that you're all great and you're all heroes. So good night, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more GDQ Hotfix. Bye, my friends.